Ooh, hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Captain Quasar, and welcome back to another live stream. We got some interesting things to look at today. Shia LaBeouf had a interesting Mardi Gras. He still is, apparently. But we'll get to that in just a bit, as well as some kind of interesting stuff. There's this streamer slash boxer named Deen the Great? I feel like I'm probably getting that wrong. Yes, Deen the Great. And Deen the Great has just been going on a legendary run of epic failures. Getting smacked up, getting elbowed. So we're going to take a look at that as well. And if we have some time, there is a video from Coop, who I've shouted out before, Scooper of Coop, about a confession letter from Epstein's driver. So I do want to take a look at that, because I believe that is also I believe that information is what was discussed about Pam Bondi when in relation to crimes that Trump has committed in relation to the Epstein files. But again, we'll get to all that in a bit. First, we have some cool stuff, some interesting stuff, some fun stuff. And first we have to start with Victorian slang that sounds fake, but is totally real. It's getting so quazy in here, you know it. This was the only one that I needed to see, and I knew that I needed to show this. A giggle mug. I'm gonna start calling people giggle mugs. Look at this giggle mug over here. Always smiling. I think the way to use it, though, would be like a shit-eating grin, right? Like if someone has a shit-eating grin, look at this fucking giggle mug. Giggle mug is my favorite. Bitch the pot is interesting. Pour the tea. Think you can bitch the pot real quick? What? That one does sound like it's probably just I don't even know. I'm trying to get, because the only way I can take this is that it's quite literally just a misogynistic take, saying the only person to pour the tea would be a woman, and then they're calling women the bitch. And if that's coming from Victorian slang, then ooh. Giggle mug sounds so much better. What kind of giggle mug came up with this? Got the morbs. I've heard this one recently, and I think it's coming back into style. If you've got the morbs, it's just temporary sadness. Like morbid. Got the morbs. Tight as a boiled owl. Drunk. I guess I don't eat many boiled owls, so I don't know what this means. And I don't see how you could use that to mean you are drunk. I've got to be completely honest. But tight as a boiled owl is something to say. Poked up, embarrassed. Nowadays, that just means you got stabbed. They got poked up. He was real poked up. I was real poked up about it. That just means embarrassed? Interesting. I got poked up about it means I got stabbed because of something I did. Cupid's kettle drums. Breasts. Good old boobies are called Cupid's kettle drums. Interesting. It's quite I mean, that's a good name. Is that better than just being like, oh, look at those tits, dump them out, Cupid's kettle drums? Crazy. Not up to dick, unwell. Yeah, I didn't see this last one. Not up to dick, I'm unwell. See, nowadays this does mean the same thing, but you usually say this to your partner. Sorry, not up to dick. Can't tonight. Sorry, not up to dick. I feel like you could also say that meaning like, I'm not doing anything. I'm not up to dick. What are you up to? Not up to dick. And I'm wondering what, again, this is almost like the bitch the pot one. I'm confused as to what the dick is referring to. Is dick a person? Is it an action? Is it a descriptor? Is it describing the type of person? Not up to dick? But hey, there are a couple little phrases for you to take into life. You know, I'm going to definitely be calling people giggle mugs from now on. Got the morbs. I've never said it, but maybe I will. Maybe I'll start saying that one. I'm just feeling a little morb today. Got the morbs. It's run deep. Oh, you know what dick means. Not up to dick. Is it because he's not stood up, so he's not up to dick height? It's like, you know, dick height's like here, but he's unwell because he's in bed. So he's not up to dick, so he's in bed. Is that like saying I don't feel up to it kind of thing? That's what I'm assuming, not up to dick. Is like I just don't feel like I'm not up to doing it. But that's what it means. That's what I would feel like it means. Like it's up to, like it's talking about a sexual. I'm not up to dick. Sorry. Hate to turn you down. I'm also confused. I think this is just the wallpaper ripped off the wall, or maybe these are all AI images. I think this one's real, at least. Look at this. You can tell this one's AI because where is his hat even going? What is this? Who would wear this stupid fucking hat? I saw this as well, and I was confused for a second. You know, I hate to stand up for Sneako. I hate to look at Sneako with any type of grace. But then I realized that this was Coconuts. This AI image is terrible. Can I zoom in more on this? I can't. Oh, I can. Oh, look at how bad this looks. This looks terrible. But this is coming from his account. And it's just them harassing Sneako. And he put, for the caption, tell Cucko, get back to eating his pork. I'm assuming making fun of him for being Muslim and like accusing him of eating pork. I don't know if he actually does. Maybe he does, but regardless, that's a weird. Just say you don't live up to your own beliefs. Don't just be like, go eat some pork. That just sounds fucking crazy.
Why are you smoking? You're a liberal now. Why are you yelling? Liberal, bro. Liberals ain't wanted here. Film me, but you're not gonna do anything. Not face to face, you're not gonna do anything, right? Hey, just film with
Go your bacon. Go your bacon, buddy. Go your pork. Go your pork. Go your pork, buddy.
Hey, go
your pork. Hey, your pork.
Sneako, one thing. Hold on.
This is just a group of cornballs. This is the most corny activity I've ever seen. Dapping each other up, being like, we got him, oh, we talk some shit to him. Ah! Is this middle school? Ooh, you talk some shit. What should the fun poll be? I don't have one prepared. Should we do a fun poll about Shia LaBeouf when we get there? Once we get to Shia, should we talk about that? Or we could do a fun poll about the Larry Wheels slapping the streamer section. Talk about that as well.
What's up, brother? You good? Hey, he not about to do nothing. Look at that boy. Look at that boy.
I'll just never understand people like this. It's so ridiculous. Yeah, he isn't gonna do shit to us, bro. What's he gonna do? Yo, bro, we just talk shit to him. Yeah, you all look like a bunch of losers. Honestly, I give the props to Sneako for walking away, and then your goofy little buddy who started chasing after him, hobbling over like, hey, Sneako, come back, come back. And then your other friend here is like, hey, that was sick.
Hey, look at that boy.
Look at the way he chased Sneako down, bro.
Look at that boy. Look at that boy.
Yeah, he's with the horrible guy running for governor in Florida. I didn't know that. Which one is it? Is it this guy? Is it the guy that's turned? Or no, that might have been security or something. Is it this guy? The guy in the brown jacket?
Why are you smacking? You're a liberal now. I'm different. Why you yelling? Liberal, bro. Liberals ain't wanted here. Feel me, but you're not gonna do anything. Not face to face, you're not gonna do anything, right? Hey, just film with
Go your bacon. Go your bacon, buddy. Go your pork. Go your pork. Go your pork, buddy.
Hey, go
your pork.
Hey,
your pork.
Sneako, one thing. Hold on.
Nice shirt color, Captain. Thank you. Gotta rock the purple. Gotta rock that perp. Brown jacket. I've never heard of that guy. What's he up to?
What's up, brother? You good?
Never seen or heard of him.
Hey, he not about to do nothing.
I mean, being in Sneako's orbit, I'm not necessarily surprised. Even as a possible elected official.
Look at that boy. Look at that boy. Look at that boy. Look at that boy. Look at that boy.
Bro wanted to walk off. He wanted to look tough. He was like, no, Sneako looked cool walking away from us. I need to do the walk away. His name is actually James Fishback. I thought that was a joke you guys were saying. James Fishback. What kind of fucking name is that? No offense to all the fishbacks out there. American investor, hedge fund manager, and political candidate. He is the founder of and CEO of Azoria Partners, an investment firm. Fishback is a candidate for the Republican nomination in the 2026 Florida gubernatorial election. Gotta love the gubernatorials. Fishback has said that his father believes his landscaping business struggled following the arrival of Haitian migrants under temporary protected status following a 2010 earthquake. Or, you know, maybe people were a little more focused on other things than paying for landscaping after an earthquake, you know what I mean? My dad's... It's like the hurricane happened and then I swear after all of these people came over... Or he's talking about... Oh no, he's talking about the earthquake in Haiti, huh? Sorry, that's my bad. That's on my bad. Sorry, he's talking about that. But regardless, I don't think that the Haitian migrants... I misunderstood. I realized that as I was saying that again, he's talking about the earthquake in Haiti. Fish streams. But either way, I mean... So what, he's saying that they were doing better landscaping services? Hey, man. You gotta know that supply and demand. Lower them prices, get on there. Maybe hire a couple Haitians. Get on what you gotta get on. A real stand-up guy. Okay, so he's like an anti-Trump Republican. Fishback is challenging frontrunner Byron Donalds, a U.S. representative endorsed by Donald Trump. In his announcement video, Fishback criticized Donald's record in Congress and later attacked Donald's so he's against Byron Donalds. This is not about Donald Trump. Okay. It was just that Byron Donalds is endorsed by Donald Trump. But he was criticizing Byron Donalds' corporate interests. This Wikipedia page is not written very well, I've got to be honest. Like, I understand that it is my fault for just reading it too quick, but we need a little bit more, to be a little bit more clear for the slow people out here. I'm a little too slow to read this. Fishback has been described as a strong supporter of Florida Governor Ron DeSantis and has praised his historical record while in office. During his campaign, Fishback defended supporters of far-right political commentator Nick Fuentes, saying, "I found the audience of young men who follow and watch Nick Fuentes to be actually incredibly informed and insightful and very patriotic." Some commentators, including the writers for The Nation, have described Fishback as a groyper. Well, I mean, if he's literally celebrating Nick Fuentes, then I think that's fair to say. A label which he disputes. Fishback supports raising the pay of public school teachers by 25%. He supports requiring school uniforms in Florida public schools. That's a crazy thing. While providing families with a $250 per child stipend to purchase them. Okay. I mean, at least if you're going to require them, at least making them, I mean, the stipend aspect is just kind of, I don't know, you want to make them free in some way, I guess. Maybe good on you. Yeah, and then he's against the H-1B visa. Fishback supports a complete ban on abortion, including in cases of rape and incest. Fishback has voiced support for a sin tax on OnlyFans creators. He expresses partial belief in white genocide and the Great Replacement theory. Fishback advocates against junk food in school cafeterias, calling it goy slop. Great. Just great that knowing. So we've got one in Florida and one in California, both running, talking about goy slop. Showing you the types of people we got in politics. The Jews run politics? Well, I'm seeing a lot of anti-Semites running, so I guess if none of them win, I guess maybe you're right. It's just fucking crazy that they're even allowed to have any type of a platform when saying shit like this. In 2022, the Broward County School District cut ties with Fishback and his organization. Following allegations that he had an inappropriate romantic relationship with a 17-year-old girl employed by Incubate Debate, Keena Fort. Fishback was 27 at the time. The allegations led to the resignation of a board member. Fishback threatened the parents who made the allegations with legal action. I mean, threatening them with legal action, I guess, is almost like to cover his own ass, to be like, hey, if you want to take this to court, we can take to court. We'll say that you're Fishback has denied any inappropriate contact prior to Fort reaching the age of consent. Okay, so Now this gets a little bit more of a gray area if he's going to be like, hey, 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 hey. Hey, 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 I'll sue you guys for defamation. I might have been in an inappropriate relationship with your daughter, but she turned 18. She just turned 18. That's like what he's saying. Like, you're a fucking scumbag. Yeah, and so she also denied that she was over the age of consent when they moved in together. And then a judge rejected Fort's January 2025 request for a restraining order against Fishback for alleged harassment after the relationship's end due to a lack of evidence. Fishback has denied wrongdoing and stated that he has never been arrested, charged with, or convicted of a crime. Yes, allegations mean nothing. It was all a fabrication. She was 18. That Alex the Friction guy really derailed things by bringing up Fishback. Yeah, I didn't know who that guy was. Well, good to know, I guess. Good to know the people that Sneako keeps in company, you know? His new friend. But yeah, this whole thing was just so lame to me. I really wanted to be like, oh, haha, Sneako, what a loser. You know, that's what you want to do. You want to just laugh at everything because there's so much to laugh at. But you make me want to defend him when he's walking on the street with Fishback. That's one slimy Fishback. Okay, let's move on. Have you guys seen the new Virtual Boy? Here's an old Virtual Boy next to the new one. So I think this one is the old one. I'm pretty sure this one's the old Virtual Boy. This is the new Virtual Boy. The only way I'm guessing that is because it looks like they have newer rubber like stoppers right here. And then here's another angle, the top down look. I think it's slightly bigger, so it's slightly bigger. But it looks like they used, maybe it's more durable plastic. I don't know, this one lasted though. It's like the Switch next to the Switch 2. Yeah, basically. Except this is like a million times worse because it's the Virtual Boy. See, when I saw it was the Virtual Boy, I was like, oh shit, are they going to end up doing like Nintendo VR? And they're like, no, it's just the Virtual Boy. And I kind of just went, damn, okay. Hey, but look at that. Look at that display. That's way better. Do you think it still makes people completely nauseous while playing? Here's a Virtual Boy long play. Here's what it's like to play the Virtual Boy. And see, and then both of these like pass over each other and create one image for you to play inside of, I suppose. It makes it like you're immersed within the game. $30 and that's the biggest difference they could come up with. I genuinely, and you know what's funny? The funniest part is this almost looks less comfortable. Like this padding almost looks like, maybe it's just because it's so worn in. Looks comfy, looks cozy. But I feel like these rubber, like the rubber around here is going to end up causing more harm than the protection, like the soft protection is going to protect. My God. Oh, And see, the OG was made in Japan. New one, made in China. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? They gotta get with the times. I'm literally trying to look for major differences. I don't know if this is just an updated power supply or maybe it's a new way that they're doing the display. Because this is the old one. And then I just thought this was really funny because I saw this video of Dark Side Phil plays the Virtual Boy live, and it's just so funny just seeing it like this, not being able to see the actual game, and all you see is this.
Yeah, you can't. Oh my God! When you jump, you can press down, and you do a body splash.
I just like the idea that he's like, yo, and it's this. I don't actually know what the new Virtual Boy games look like. Are they better? Because all I've seen is that it's just like the same thing. Show me, give me a look inside. Yeah, I'm sure I can pull one up real quick while Dark Side Phil lets us know his opinion.
And you can hit enemies with the body splash. How do I do? There's a question mark block below me, but I don't know how to break it. It's in the ground. I don't know how to do it. Very weird. What's this? Okay, I got a power up. It gave me horns. So now when I dash, I can break blocks. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, now I can do a butt slam as well. Since I got the power up, I can do a...
I like that he's not even talking about the actual, like, display, the sound, if it's coming through weird because of, like, you know, it's not coming through, like, any type of headphones, but then he's supposed to be kind of, like, locked into the display, so he still has ambient noise from the room. Like, that would be interesting to know about. He's just literally talking about the game itself. Being like, oh my God, you can whoa. Whoa, it's galactic pinball. It's like pinball, but like, whoa. Whoa, would you look at that?
All right, so this is a little bit of a weird...
Here, I genuinely just want to see what it looks like. Yeah, this is it.
Two screens side by side, neither of which is particularly large, which is something you can adjust to.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. And and that was it. They had a cardboard Virtual Boy that you can get for your Switch too.
Gotta make sure your eyes are happy with.
This is like the old Google Cardboard VR. Google Cardboard. Get it today.
Fit. And we are good to go. The games I want to play aren't out yet is the problem. Let's go ahead and just start with some Wario Land.
This looks so uncomfortable. Hey, you know what's the best thing to do for gaming? Hold the screen like maybe 5 inches from your face. That seems like the best idea. The older one looks like those telescopes that... Oh, they do look like the ones on lakes. Yeah, when like the ones at like the top of skyscrapers and stuff too. Yeah, that does look like that.
As engrossing as possible to change the distancing between the screens. This is important for making sure that you get the best 3D effect while using the headsets. But then a second option you're able to manipulate is that you can...
That's the other part I don't understand. It's like, oh, you get a 3D effect. I guess. It just adds slight depth. It doesn't actually like make it a 3D image because it's just two of the same images. It adds a perceived layer of depth, but...
Replica, while the cardboard is actually going to be not only a game in and of itself, is something I think is going to be worth checking out. I think one of the more interesting ones, though, is...
I mean, yeah, it's like if you are interested in the games, then maybe check it out. But I would probably say maybe just get the cardboard. Hold your Switch 2 this close to your face. Just playing real quick. Just playing a quick game. Might help with posture though. Got your arms like this all the time. Just playing.
It is an actual full 3D plane, and so you can mess around.
Okay, so this one's actually 3D. This is what I'm talking about. This is what you need. This is when it actually matters. 3D Tetris. But like if I'm playing just... Like what? Make sure the games are 3D. Let me see that 3D Tetris. I mean, it's not even like an updated game though. Can we get new games? I will not be getting it. As a Nintendo bootlicker, it's definitely meant as a novelty. Yeah, I guess I get it for the people that might have seen like the Virtual Boy on like old Nintendo console videos and are like, oh my god, I've always wanted one. Yeah, like people that just want it for like a display at their home. Like, look at all my Nintendo gear. Look at all my Nintendo gear. Yeah, that's my Virtual Boy. Yeah. Yeah, nothing major. That's why they made it look like the old ones. Look at it. Whoa. 3D Tetris. This would give me so much motion sickness just because of how slow it moves. Just like... The FPS on this is probably like fucking 1, like 2 maybe. The best reason to buy the Virtual Boy. 3D Tetris. I'm only getting the Switch 2 for... I'm only getting a Switch 2 for the new Pokemon game. I feel like that's the main thing with the Switch 2. The Switch as well. I feel like most people bought the Switch 2 for like a couple games, and that's why not that many people complain that there's only a couple games. You know what's funny is I have a Switch, but I still haven't played Mario Odyssey. That was like one of the only games that I actually wanted to try out. And I still haven't done that. That looks like ass. What do you mean? And how much are they going for? I'll get the new Switch when the new Fire Emblem comes out. Here's the thing, for $100, okay, $100, I guess it might be worth the novelty for $100, maybe.
Not.
I guess, maybe. It just seems like just such a toy. Like, I feel like this thing should be $50. You charging me per game? Oh, yeah, and this was the other part. You need the expansion pack membership. It's required to even access the Virtual Boy. So you can buy the Virtual Boy and not even be able to play. You can pay the fucking $100 and not even be able to play it. Yeah, never mind, actually. Let me burn my retinas real quick. It released yesterday. For $100. Give it a couple months, these things are going to be going for like 30. Market's going to drop crazy. To play games in the Virtual Boy, Nintendo... Sorry, I should pull this on screen. To play games in the Virtual Boy, Nintendo Classics Game Library, you will need an active Nintendo Switch Online plus expansion pack membership. And how much are those? Nintendo is actually like insane. Oh my god, okay. It's for a year. It's for a year. Okay. It's for 1 year. It's $20 for the year. So you're paying $120 to play for the first year, and then you have to pay $20 every year after that. Or sorry, no wait, never mind. To play the Virtual Boy specifically, you have to pay $150 to get it, because I forgot you need the expansion pack as well. Fucking hell. Look at how much isn't included in the $20 a year. $50 for a year isn't like too crazy, but to be able to play my thing that I bought, oh, it's just Nintendo. Why do you do these things? And in 10 years they're just gonna like kill the servers. These games won't be able to be played anymore, and the Virtual Boy will be completely obsolete. Nintendo is ridiculous. So yeah, to play this for the first time, it's not $100. It's $150 for a year. Then it's $50 every year after that. Hey, it's only $100 for the first time installment. An installment fee. And then you have to pay the yearly fee. It's like cable. Pay $50 a year to play games like this. Or the hit classic Virtual League of Baseball 3D. Let's see if this one's any better. It's 3D. You know, you play this for like a minute and your eyes start melting. I just know that's what happens. But let's move on to the Shia LaBeouf stuff. So actor Shia LaBeouf gets into a brawl after getting cut off at a bar in New Orleans. So he was having fun at Mardi Gras, and then he got beat up. Get it? A little play on words there. Big news coming to you about Shia LaBeouf. What did he do? Where did he go? What's happening now? But yes, I can't actually play the full clip because the full clip is from TMZ. I can show a couple stills from it. This is a little bit of what happened beforehand. So I'm assuming this is once he started going outside. Oop, I'm not printing this. I accidentally started printing stuff. I understand getting mad, getting cut off, but you don't need to do all this. You don't need to do all this. You get cut off at the bar, you go sober up for a minute waiting in line to get in another bar. That's what you do. But here's Shia LaBeouf getting beat up. He was on the ground holding on to this guy's leg, and it seemed like they kind of got him to calm down just a little bit. I think his shoe is completely off here. For a second I thought he had one white shoe and one black shoe, but I think this is just his sock. Yeah, definitely. But this guy yanks his foot away. And when he yanks his foot away, I think this got Shia riled back up. And so they start, he starts scrambling, trying to get back to his feet. And this guy decides to just start hitting him because I imagine prior to this, Shia had been acting a fool. They finally get him to calm down. This was my favorite part. I do need to play just this 1 second.
Shut the f*** up!
Coming in just from the side. Crazy. Shut the fuck out! Dude, who are you? This is real life cannibal Shia LaBeouf. That's why they knew they couldn't let him get back up. If he got up, he was about to eat everybody. But yeah, they're trying to get him to calm down. He tries to get up again, and they force him back to the ground until police came. And from the way it sounds from NBC News, Shia LaBeouf arrested in New Orleans after brawl during Mardi Gras, police say. The 39-year-old actor was kicked out of a business on Royal Street after causing a disturbance, according to police. And I saw that he was getting charged with battery. I don't know if he's just out on bail or what, but people are saying they saw him the next day. Shia got out and went right back to Bourbon Street. He was out there ready to party. Now, he's been having some crazy stuff happen, and I think this is kind of just it coming to a head, you know? There were a lot of allegations that came out about him recently as well. Am I wrong about that? Yes, FKA Twigs sued Shia LaBeouf citing abusive relationship. Or that was a while back, yeah. So but then it was settled in July 2025. What was it that I heard about it recently? Oh, further allegations against of abuse allegations against his ex-girlfriend Carolyn Pho, and a February 2026 arrest. So that was the arrest from that. So there are other allegations as well, and then this current arrest. I didn't know that they settled the thing with Twigs. I didn't know that they settled that. But yeah, it was the new audio from his other ex-girlfriend, that as well. So I think that he's probably... he seems to be another person who goes in and out of has these episodes in this way, where he has some good moments where things seem to be going all right, and then it seems to spiral downwards. For Shia specifically, things never seem to be going that all right, even. It seems to be a constant downward spiral, I've got to be completely honest. Here, let me see if I can find... I think this might have been from the same thing. It looks like it started with him headbutting some guy. That's crazy. Can't be doing that one, Shia. No. It's almost like being a child actor fucks you up. Did any of them turn out all right? Macaulay Culkin finally found his bearings, you know what I mean? All thanks to London Tipton. I mean, I guess Brenda Song is probably a decent example. I don't know how young she was when she started. The Sprouse twins aren't too bad. They started when they were really little. They were on... Were they on an episode of Seinfeld? What was the show that they were on when they were little? Was it Friends? Because they were on Grace Under Fire. And then... The first thing I ever saw them in was... And then in Big Daddy, obviously. What was that one thing I saw them in? I don't remember what show it was. They were just in it for literally a scene. I think it might have been that 70s show. So there's a 20% chance you might be okay. I feel like it might be less than that. I think maybe 10%. And I guess you might come out okay is kind of subjective, right? Like Ned's Declassified, the people from that, they didn't have anything happen to them. I don't know how all right they are. They literally were making jokes about Drake Bell and the abuse that he faced because they were like, that didn't happen to us. That's crazy. Cole Sprouse was in Riverdale. He played Jughead. He's Jughead in Riverdale. I'm weird. I'm a weirdo. He said something like that. That's in one of the scenes. I actually liked that show. I watched the first season of that. It was so bad. It's good watching bad shows sometimes. Yeah, whichever is Cody. Yeah, Cole Sprouse. Dylan just went to college and then started like making his own alcohol and making games or something. He got like a game design degree. So yeah, this definitely is a possible outcome. It's either this. Yeah, he's got a meadery. You can either turn out like this or like Dylan Sprouse. Founded in 2018, All Wise Meadery was created on the fundamentals of creating dry modern meads. Co-founders Dylan Sprouse and Matt Kwan sought to break down the barriers of mead and dive headfirst into the broader market. Located in Williamsburg, Brooklyn, AWM is in a prime spot to cater to the modern drinker. Dylan Sprouse is the head mazer and CEO of the company. His acting and fashion world expertise brings the mead category much-needed mainstream media coverage as well as a younger face to the alcohol scene. All recipes come from Dylan as his experience in the brew industry comes from mead. Always trying to brew dry meads since a young age of 16. Ooh, he was brewing mead at 16. Dating a 20-year-old as a teen? Duff, are you saying Hillary Duff did that? Wait, did that? I don't remember that. What the fuck is this? This is Dylan Sprouse's mead company. What do you mean? Logo looks a little sus. I don't know. They just needed something. Oh, yeah. The actress reportedly dated a boy band member when she was 16 and he was 25. She explained in her new interview with Vogue that the track is a mix of her autobiography and her artistic dexterity, noting. So this was about her song titled Mature. See, and that's the thing too, is it is like, it is at least nice when some of these people can like overcome such horrible like backgrounds. Because like Hillary Duff is seemingly doing pretty okay now. There was that one video of her like yelling at a photographer that was like taking pictures of her kid's soccer game because it was like, you don't know any of the kids here. Why are you just taking pictures of kids? That was like the last thing I heard about Hillary Duff. Who is this? I've never heard of, who's Joel Madden? Oh wait, this guy from Good Charlotte. Fuck, I did not. I wasn't a big fan of. I'm not the biggest fan of Good Charlotte. I know a few of their songs. Obviously, everyone knows the anthem. But I had friends that were really big fans of Good Charlotte. I'm telling you, no bands from this era did any good. 90s and the 2000s, early 2000s, late 90s bands. They were all fucking evil, like straight up evil. Did I say good Charlie? Good Charlotte? Oh, good luck, Charlie. Good Charlotte. Yeah, they do that one song. How do the lyrics to the anthem go? It's a new day, but it all feels old. It's a good life, that's what I'm told. But everything, it all just feels the same. In my high school, it felt more to me like a jail cell, a penitentiary. My time spent there, it only made me say, I don't ever want to be like you. I don't want to do the things you do. I'm never gonna hear the words you say. And I don't ever wanna be you. Don't wanna be just like you. Oh, what I'm saying is, this is the anthem. Throw all your hands up, you. Don't wanna be you. That one. Everyone knows that song. He dated underage Hillary Duff. Good luck, Charlotte. Giving me flashbacks to when MTV actually played music. Music like this gives me weird, depressed, nostalgic feeling. I'm telling you, it's because the people that made this music are evil. They're evil individuals. But now we can get into this. Larry Wheels slapped Deen the Great during a double date live stream after Deen repeatedly complimented his wife, asked her for a hug, and continued to disrespect him. I think we've been talking about the fact that a lot of these streamers... So I think I said he was a streamer earlier. I don't think that's right. He might be. Was he doing his own stream? Because this was on Rampage's stream. The other clip, is that on his stream? I'm assuming so. It says streamer Deen the Great here. Because it was recording just him. But Larry Wheels is a bodybuilder. I believe that's what he does. Otherwise, like, what are you doing this for? And he was getting disrespected by Deen the Great. Deen was not being so great, and this is the outcome. I do think that these streamers, I think more people need to realize that in the world, there are always people that are going to be bigger than you, stronger than you, and crazier than you. And that's why it's better to just check yourself truly before you wreck yourself. Because this was not even a learning experience, and we'll explain why.
Oh! I
There's
gotta
serious-
step in and ref this.
Okay, go ahead.
Dean lost that argument. Let's move on.
No.
Yeah, let's move on.
I agree with you for once.
That's good. Everybody always
See,
gonna be
why do you
split.
agree with me?
Let's go. Everybody always gonna be split.
Fuck what they talking about.
Everybody always gonna be split. We always gonna be split on that.
She agree with me.
We always gonna be split on that.
Can't tell me, nigga. You can't tell
Nigga,
me.
y'all, hey, nigga, how in the fuck, yo, black ass gonna steal a fucking glass from the restaurant?
Hey, but she agree with me. Can I get a hug?
Don't do. Oh, whoa. I know we're streaming this shit.
Getting a little wine drunk. When I was a kid, I accidentally took When I was a kid, I went to John's Incredible Pizza. Who knows about John's Incredible Pizza? This is the most fire location on earth. When I was a kid, I went to John's Incredible Pizza and I totally stole one of their glasses. And my dad got mad and had to go take it back inside. This place is just an acid trip for children. It's crazy. Look at what they have. The Twister. They had bumper cars. A banger back in the day. It is incredible. The pizza, I remember they had peanut butter and jelly pizza. They had like a pizza buffet thing. But I remember I took a glass from there and my dad got mad at me. And ever since then I realized this ain't McDonald's. I can't take the cups from everywhere. It's a sad realization you have to live with. Wait, I need to make sure I'm not misremembering. Didn't John's Incredible Pizza have a theater? Yes, it did. This was so sick. You would go get your pizza, just be a little kid, go get your pizza, and you'd go sit down in a room, and they're playing cartoons. They're playing different stuff on these big projectors. Your parents don't even have to talk to you. You can just fucking chill out. Sorry, off topic. He asked her for a hug. I used to call it John's Inedible Pizza. Hey, who's going there for the fucking pizza, man? I'm going there for a good time. I don't give a shit about the pizza.
Whoa.
I know we're streaming and shit.
I know, hey, bro. Don't disrespect this motherfucker
I ain't
like that.
disrespecting nobody, bro.
Nigga, hey, I don't give a fuck, nigga, with your fake ass.
I just want a hug. What happened?
Whoa.
I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry.
Between the two of you.
See, we agree.
I'm sorry. I just did that shit to come fuck with this nigga.
She the only one that agree with me?
real talk.
She the only one that agree with me.
Hey, no, don't disrespect. Don't disrespect the king like that.
Nigga.
He a king, nigga.
Calling him the king is kind of funny. Don't disrespect the king. Look at him. He's a bodybuilder.
He a king. You know why?
She a queen, though.
Listen. Whoa. I know we stream. You gotta chill.
We gotta chill. I know we stream, nigga.
She a
You
queen,
drunk.
though.
And handle your liquor.
And just a little warning for everybody, he is about to smack... He's about to smack the silly out of him. It's true.
Nigga, I know we streaming, but honey is shit.
I'm good. She a queen.
No. Chill out. She's married, nigga. Listen, we got two beautiful girls on. Come on, let's go. This nigga, hey, he's fucking up.
Fuck this nigga. This nigga spun me around. I think I'm finna be respectful. Fuck her.
Okay, fuck this nigga.
His
Come
wife
on.
up for grabs.
Hey, he's been mad disrespectful.
Smiling, she
Hey,
laughing.
did you
like
get that? Larry, did you?
Honestly, I didn't remember. When I first saw this clip, I think I might have seen it cut, and I didn't see him say that part. He's lucky he only got slapped. That is like an incredibly disrespectful thing to say to somebody. Like, even if I don't care if this is your streamer persona or what. I mean, we're about to have a good clip.
Get the address.
Random dude knocks him out later. No, it wasn't a random dude. We'll get to that part.
I got the address. Yeah.
Hey, don't be mad disrespectful. Come on, man.
good,
Listen, I know we streaming,
What are you
nigga.
doing with your hands, bro?
This
What are you doing with your hands?
this
you ready,
nigga.
Hey, you ready for them 100 gifted? 200
This
gifted?
nigga.
Listen.
You ready for them 200 gifted? Whoa, 200 gifted.
He literally sent him flying. He quite literally.
Whoa, 200 gifted.
So good.
Hey, Deen.
All night getting shit on.
Yeah.
I was waiting for that fucking moment.
Deen.
Okay, Larry, calm down. Don't act all tough now. You got yours. You got to just leave it at that. You let your emotions get the better of you in the moment. Justifiably, you know, he was pushing your buttons. But don't act like it was some tough thing to do.
Hey, gift him 100 for me, nigga. Gift him 100 for me, nigga.
Nigga.
That was a real ass slap, nigga. Get your ass in the van, nigga. Hey, give the nigga 100.
This was the funniest part.
Hey, Deen, give him 100. I don't even know how to do it.
Well, maybe make it clear though. But if it happens again,
Man, this nigga ain't just fucking slap me, bro.
Yeah, man.
I'm
Hey,
good, bro. I'm good.
no. Hey, that was a
Just
hard
fucking
ass.
slap me, nigga.
That was a
Fuck
hard
fuck.
ass slap, nigga. Come on.
Bitch ass nigga. Fuck this nigga.
Come on. You did good, nigga. Hey, fuck that.
And you hear Rampage telling Larry, like, fuck him. And I think he tells him, we'll meet you later, like, here. And I just think it is so funny they basically force him to, like... Because he wants to respond, but I mean, if you're going to do something about it, you kind of just have to do something about it. You don't go, no, man, fuck that. I know he didn't just slap me. I mean, he did. It's on video. We just saw it. So either do something or don't. Like... But I think this just got this touched his ego. That's the thing. Usually this would be a reality check. Oh, I shouldn't be talking about people's wives like this. I should really watch the way I talk about people because it can end poorly. But he's a boxer. He's like, I'm a boxer. I can take people. You know, I'm not going to let anybody disrespect me. I'm going to disrespect whoever I want. That's always the funniest part, right? People always say, I'm not going to let you disrespect me, but I'm going to say whatever I want to say. Okay, we'll see where that goes. And we saw where it went because streamer Deen the Great just got knocked out by former UFC fighter Tiki Gosson. And I don't think he got knocked out because he immediately kind of tries to get on the offensive. But this is the lead up and everything. This is a terrible interaction. I don't know why this is what he thought would be the right thing to do. He seems like one of those guys that never met anyone tougher than him until now. I feel like there's a lot of people like that. And it's not even that they haven't met somebody tougher than them. It's quite literally just they haven't met anybody that's willing to put them in their place. And it's like, not that like you should be higher or lower than anybody, but don't think that you're higher or lower than anybody either. His edge line big as fuck. I just noticed that. I gotta be honest. As soon as I looked at it, I was like, wait, what the fuck? I was like, he's got like the fade, I guess, isn't necessarily the problem. Maybe he has a problem growing, like getting length in the front. So he just started it back here. Kind of wild. To be fair, though, he's hanging out with Rampage Jackson, and Rampage Jackson has a tattooed hairline. Gotta do what you gotta do sometimes. But here it is.
Nice to meet you, bro. You do know who I am. I don't know why you lying. Don't act like you don't know me.
Don't do this to me. Did it get taken down? Oh. Give me a second. These motherfuckers really gonna... Okay, let's see if this is it.
Yeah, but my manager know you.
Who?
Nadeem knows some disrespect.
So we just saw that for a second. He said, don't act like you don't know who I am. He said, I don't know who you are. And then he said,
shit, but my manager know you.
Who?
Nadeem.
He says, your manager knows me? Okay, who's your manager?
You know.
There's a part that came right before this where he tries to even like appease him. I was trying to find the full clip. That kind of makes me mad that that other clip got deleted. There is a longer, in the full version of this, he says, oh, what's up, man? Where did we meet before? Like he's trying to appease him and be like, oh yeah, I don't remember. You know, they're drinking. I don't know why he gets so upset by someone not recognizing him.
Nadeem's your manager?
Yeah.
No, I don't know you, but I don't like your attitude and I don't like your fucking tone.
I don't like you at all, though.
Okay.
I don't like you at all, though. And see, he's just saying that to save face. This guy was, like, you could maybe say he was being disrespectful by, I don't know, because the whole thing is he's accusing him of lying. He's saying, don't lie. He also says, I don't know if it's in this clip, he says, don't try and do that in front of the girls just because there are girls around. Completely projecting the type of person that he is onto this, like, how old is Tiki at this point? He's 49 years old. This 50-year-old man being like, bro, don't try and act all cool in front of the girls. It's super insecure behavior.
Nadeem, you know Nadeem?
Nadeem's your manager?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, he said, oh, Nadeem's your manager? Yeah, I don't know you. He's like, I know Nadeem, but I don't know who you are.
I don't know you, but I don't like your attitude and I don't like your fucking tone.
I don't like you at all, though.
Okay.
Yeah, straight up. Yeah. Straight up.
What?
I said straight up.
Are you the guy that got slapped on video?
I did.
And he recognized him. Are you the guy that got smacked on video? He did finally recognize him.
But I'll slap the shit out you, though.
And the thing is, you could say at this point maybe he's being disrespectful. I genuinely believe he probably didn't know who he was. And maybe at this point he recognized him. And maybe even he saw the clip before and recognized him from getting slapped and didn't want to say that and was like, no, I don't know who you are. Because I don't think you would want to go, hey man, you know who I am. You're the guy that got slapped, right? Because I feel like that might be the only way he knows him, is this interaction, this way that just happened. Because this is the only... I don't know who Deen the Great is. I gotta be honest. I think... Because I know he's a boxer. But like what promotions... Because I think he fought... He's fighting for Misfits. He's fighting for Misfits right now. Oh yeah, and this is what Larry did to him. I think he's just feeling very emasculated. He got yanked around by a grown man.
I'm going to show you the inside of the house.
I'll make you another clip. Don't do that.
Seriously?
Don't do that.
Yeah, it just happened so quick. Here's the thing. You don't say...
I'll make you another clip.
You don't say this to somebody.
The inside of the house.
I'll make you another clip.
He said, I'll smack you, I'll make you another clip. Bro, you were the clip last time, and you did make another clip, I've got to be honest. You did.
Don't do that.
Seriously?
Don't do that.
But how are you going to say, I'll smack you, I'll make you a clip, don't do that, and then turn your back? Well, are you dumb? And people thought he punched him. I do love that he dropped the cup, just with the hand that he had the cup. Why do streamers never learn? You think they have a humiliation fetish or something with how often they fuck around and find out without ever changing their behavior. It's crazy. I don't get it. I gotta say, he's got a chin on him though. Because he dropped the cup and people were thinking it was a punch. He hits him with straight elbow. He straight elbowed him in the jaw. And honestly, I'll give it up to Deen. He's got a chin on him. He's got a chin on him for not getting actually knocked out cold from this. That is insane. Full rotation and everything. I mean, he's a former UFC fighter. You can tell. I think he still trains at the PI with like current UFC fighters too. And that's the thing is, I don't know if maybe Deen didn't know who he was, because he just knew him as Rampage's manager, or he said my manager knows you. So I don't know if he just knew him as another manager, or if he knew that he's also like a fighter. This was just so crazy.
Alright. Come on, cuz. Come on. Nah. Oh.
And then he tries to do the right thing. Tiki leaves. Captain, you're enjoying this so much. I mean, who doesn't like a good FAFO moment? I don't like seeing people get hurt, but I do like seeing people get what they deserve. You know what I mean? And then he comes back in swinging. Or was that him or was that somebody else? No, that is him. Okay. It was just the white shirt and then he has a black jacket on. He comes in swinging. It doesn't look like he does much.
Nah, fuck cut. Fuck cut, nigga. The fuck, nigga? Hey, chill. Whole ass nigga. Chill. Deen, chill. Man, fuck cut. He gonna sneak me, nigga. Deen, chill out. Man, Cut ain't finna sneak me, nigga. Chill, bro. Whole ass nigga.
I feel like he just told him. I elbowed him. I feel like that's literally what he tells him in this moment here. Let me minimize chat for a second. You see him here talking to Rampage. It looks like he's going like, I elbowed him.
Nigga, chill, bro.
And he just tells him to go inside. And I can, like, obviously his ego is wilting. Canceling someone ain't gonna work when the hands speak louder. Well, that's the thing. I don't want him to like get the shit kicked out of him or something. I don't think that Tiki should have jumped on top of him and started hammer fisting into his head or something. But like, it was quite literally a fuck around and find out moment. And I think it's a good thing for any child that watched this to know, any teenage boy that's feeling like acting tough to their dad or something. I hope your dad doesn't elbow you in the jaw, but maybe don't say some crazy shit to somebody and then turn your back to them. Because you are quite literally asking for them to grab you or put hands on you in some way. It's a bad move. You can call it them sneaking you, them catching you off guard, but you should probably have your guard up after talking shit. But that's all that is. Shout out Deen the Great. Keep it up. We love the content. Amazing content coming from Kick as always. Did he get banned or anything for any of this? Let's see. No. Kick's still cheating or still chilling.
Be ready.
You just need a chain, bro.
This is some of the dumbest content I've ever seen. It's a double date content.
Remember that. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about none of these bitches.
Cause like I get it. I mean, it's like what they were talking about on the H3 show with, I forget who it was. Cause it's unscripted, scripted content. It's basically like unscripted Trailer Park Boys or something. You know what I mean? It really is that. And so I understand it on some level, but like you got to do something more than just we're doing double dates, because that's what that other stream was. That was also a double date. When was this? Oh, this was 2 days ago. So yeah, they've just been doing double date after double date. Doesn't make any sense to me. But now we move on to this. Vtuber, Idubbbz. Didn't know I'd see those two words together ever. VTuber Idubbbz overlays his stream with a message of Destiny accusing Ethan of molesting his own child while complaining about the podcast being low quality. Did he create like a VTuber background? He's got Alex Jones, Goodfellas, and Fight Club with a bunch of Mountain Dews. I'm assuming it's meant to be ironic and he's like, I'm the dragon. Irony only goes so far. You can't just be like, I have an ironic background all the time. I am an ironic dragon. And I'm just going to let this clip play. I'm really trying to understand. Is he like criticizing Destiny with this? Is he agreeing with Destiny? Is he like, it's a bit confusing, I have to say.
It's like the only fucking content they have over there, right? Like, that podcast is full.
I just realized he's listening to fucking Switchfoot. I really hope this doesn't get me. Oh god, this is gonna get me claimed.
Of talentless hacks. If they spent a quarter of the amount of time.
I just need to sing it underneath. Let me look up the lyrics to Mint to Lit. Switchfoot. And then I'll sing it real quiet. That way it goes over the song, but under him. Let's see if I can make it work.
That podcast is full of talentless hacks. If they spent a quarter of the amount of time that they do harassing people in like trying to find actual talent and trying to not only like, who knows?
I'm just ruining the clip. I'm sorry, I'm literally just ruining. Oh, it's so pointless. You didn't know Icux was such a big Christian rock fan? He's really into divorced dad rock. It is the truth. You know, I can't blame him. I am too. but it definitely fits his aesthetic, I will say.
All right, like that podcast is full of talentless hacks. If they spent a quarter of the amount of time that they do harassing people in like trying to find actual talent and trying to not only like, who knows, hire talent, I don't know, might be past that point of being.
Wait, what?
If they spent a quarter of the amount of time that they do harassing people in like trying to find actual talent.
How does he actually make like the most like brain melted comments ever? He quite literally just hired 2 new people to do an after show. The dragon knows not what lies outside of its domain. Like, what? Am I wrong?
So,
Oh, this was also something. Like, just hired Harley. Here's Harley of Shambhala. Shambhala Harley. I demand a fun poll before H3 poll. Here, let me think of one real quick.
Talent and trying to not only like, who knows, hire talent. I don't know, might be past that point of being able to hire talent. I don't think talent wants to associate with that shit now. But like they themselves, I don't know, like do some improv or something. Take some speaking classes, you know? Do something in the meanwhile to figure out how to be more entertaining or interesting.
the imp knows that AB has a chin implant as well.
Wait, what?
The imp knows that AB has a chin implant as well.
AB has a chin implant? Is she just like basically giving him a compliment? I'm so confused. AB, you've got a strong chin. I bet that shit's an implant. Is that their like... I'm so confused for that. So I'm trying to think of a good poll. I think the poll I came up with is, does Idubbbz watch the H3 show? And so I think the answers are, he doesn't miss a second to shit talk. He does it for entertainment, so he's actually just watching it on the side, but doesn't actually like admit that. He's just watching it for entertainment. Does he ignore it on purpose? Or does he only watch clips on Reddit? I think that's a pretty good poll, I've got to be honest. So, does Idubbbz watch the H3 show? Doesn't miss a second, and then in quotations, or in parentheses, to shit talk. For entertainment, ignore it on purpose, or only watches clips on Reddit. Ignores it on purpose, or only watches it. Okay. Start the poll. Sorry, I threw this poll together last second. I think that there is a chance that Idubbbz watches the podcast, that him and Anissa watch the podcast truly for entertainment. They shit talk on their own, but then don't actually try and like investigate any of the claims. They just do it to shit talk. But it's like for entertainment, but to subtly shit talk. The doesn't miss a second is like heavily invested to try and make sure that he can say the worst stuff. I think that is also a possibility, that he is so invested into it, but purely to shit talk. I had to put shit talk as one word to save on characters. And someone said this: I bet it won't go back up. I have a feeling the billboard won't go back up. Everything seemed to happen so fast and professional. According to what is on here, it seems like it was Lamar. AB had a theory that it came from higher than the guy Tom was working with. Guante. It's so sad. It is possible. It is possible. They're clip viewers. Clip viewers is also a heavy possibility. See, I think it was a good poll because we do have a bit of a spread here. No one thinks he ignores it on purpose. Which is also a good point. It is sad. I think that there's a possibility that it'll go up, or that maybe they can negotiate getting it placed somewhere else or something for like a different timing. But it does seem, if anything, that the billboard company is just trying to squeeze them for what they can get. You know, it's sad to say, but I guess we'll see after the show starts. We don't have a title or a thumbnail at all. Just H3 show number 236. So let's check this out real quick. Hiring an Austin Powers impersonator for just myself.
Hey, how we...
Hello, you must be Chase, baby.
Welcome.
Oh, what a grip you have. You must live alone. Is this your swinging bachelor there? Yeah?
Pretty much, yeah.
Right, okay. So, yeah, where's the,
First of all, I guess I knew that there were impersonators for all different types of stuff. Getting an Austin Powers impersonator is probably one of the better characters to get, right? Because if you're getting like Batman or like Superman or Darth Vader or whatever, like they're having to stay in character. But Austin Powers staying in character can kind of break the fourth wall a bit and have a bit more fun.
Where's the guest?
Fuck. I might have to do this just for fun, just for funsies. Hire an impersonator just for myself.
So yeah, where's the guest?
It's kind of just me.
So what you want me to do? Like what I would do at a party?
Sure. Like whatever you do for a group setting is what I'm looking for.
Okay.
I don't know. Yeah.
Okay.
I want to feel like I have companions, but I don't.
You open the door, and Austin comes in, and there's usually music playing, you know, the song.
Yes.
And I come in and say, oh yeah, man, yeah. So how's everybody today, man? This is great. It's so good. Oh, behave. Do I make you horny, baby? Do I? Do I make you randy? Oh, I fell over. Oh, I fell over again. Yeah, and then well, let's see what else.
That's wait, no, that's I'm that yeah, I like that a lot.
Are you sure?
Yeah, no, that's great.
Happy birthday.
This is like a fucking scene out of Smiling Friends, I swear. Like, I just can't. The way he's just like, is that good? Is that okay? He's used to all the laughs, all the joy from the crowd. I just imagine the dude sitting there, arms back on the couch, smoking a cigarette. That's all right. How's your fat bastard? Or maybe, let me see your Dr. Evil and Mini-Me.
Hey, baby, run around in your birthday suit.
We could,
oh, I know.
Wait.
I have an idea. I could do like cheesy pickup lines.
Okay. Yeah, I got
it. Would you mind holding
Yeah.
this? Thank you. I'm sister.
No, that's good.
Have you heard the term flop sweat, right? And
Yes.
I've got some.
Yes, sure.
Sweaty and floppy. I'm gonna nickname you Linoleum Floor, because I want to lay you just right and then walk all over you when we're done.
This is better than ordering a boyfriend or girlfriend.
I'd have to agree. It's definitely better than hiring a boyfriend or girlfriend.
Subscriber.
Thank you so much. Welcome to Quasar's Cadets. That I just. This is next level entertainment, I have to say. Like, I think he gets it now. Like, he's just kind of running with it. At first, he seemed a little bit, you know, put off by the whole thing. But then he remembered the money. He said, I'm still getting that check at the end, so what am I supposed to do? I don't know why my membership was canceled again. YouTube, honestly, has too many glitches. Did anyone else have the issue yesterday where it was just completely just screwed? There was just like a whole couple hours. It happened, I think, twice yesterday. One, I think it might have been for some of you, it would have been earlier today. There was an outage for YouTube where you could play videos that you have saved in playlists. So save the link to the H3 show just in case. Because if you already have something pulled up, you can watch that. But other than that, you're screwed. Yeah, homepage was cooked. Absolutely.
Is that great? That's a good one.
I like that one. That one's good.
Oh, I'm not feeling myself today. Would you like to feel me?
This reminds me when I worked Chuck E. Cheese as a 15-year-old for a bunch of 20-year-olds for a leap year party. They insisted I still dance and sing for them. Oh, because they were like 20, but they were born on a leap year, so then... I always forget, is a leap year... It's every 4 years. Yeah, okay. 4 years. Just making sure. So he's 5? I'm only 5 years old. You just look at him like, the fuck did you just say? Okay, I can't handle this. I'm out of here. But if it was this, what if it was just a singular person? I just want Chuck E. Cheese to come celebrate my birthday with me. When I was a child, my parents never took me to Chuck E. Cheese. They said, damn that rat. They say, damn that rat and his restaurant all to hell. But now that I've lost both of my parents, I want to feel the joy that I never did as a youngin'. I need Chuck E. Cheese at my birthday. Shouldn't have been allowed? Definitely not. Definitely not.
It's because you...
Yeah.
It's like you get it. Right?
Yes, that's good.
I could look better on paper, you know?
No, it's great.
Oh, you're so beautiful.
I have many traumatic Chuck E. Cheese experiences, like kids drowning in the ball pit, I assume.
Baby, I could read you like a book, preferably Braille, because I'm feeling.
Yes, you want to feel them.
Okay. Oh.
You want to feel.
I want to. Yeah, instead
the
of the book,
person.
I'm reading her like a.
Yes.
Like it's really. I think it's rather misogynistic,
but
it might be. Anyway,
we've been there though.
We can take that one out. Oh, you make a lovely couple. Because it's the boobies. It's a booby. You know.
Yeah. Different time.
No, I don't think that would.
But I understand it.
Well, I hope so. I mean,
I got that one though. I got the joke. I think this guy's done some other videos like this, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe not. I saw another video that was this exact premise, but with a different impersonator. I guess this is the new meta. Time to start hiring impersonators to come over. But here, we don't have much time left, so I won't waste it just watching Austin Powers impersonators.
I don't even know it.
There we go.
Soccer guy, since you have so much like
Soccer.
UK and
Soccer, I don't even know
it. That's pretty good.
You know, it would be a good joke. Is like for an Austin Powers character, Just kind of like a, would you have sex with her? Have sex with her? I barely know her. Just really spell it out. But no, soccer. You don't need to know her to soccer. Maybe she was being disrespectful. Come on, Austin. Get with the times. Was 2000 a leap year? The year 2000, like the year 1996 and 2004, is a leap year, with 29 days in February. Do we have 29 days this month, or this year? No, we don't. We missed it. We got... That does add up. That does add up, I must say. If we don't have one this year, and there was one in 2000, I think that adds up. But here we go. Something a little darker. This is confession letter from Epstein's driver, changes everything. And this is from Coop. I've talked about this guy a few times. I've watched a lot of his videos about Epstein, about Pizzagate, about the Vegas shooting. He has a lot of crazy conspiracy stuff, we'll say. But it's honestly starting to feel like like some of them aren't just theories. Some of them are true conspiracies. And I wanted to check this one out because this was his latest one on the whole Epstein situation. He's done how many videos on Epstein so far? He's done 10 videos on Epstein so far that I don't think includes the one we're about to watch. But yes, they're all very long, very interesting if you're trying to learn a bit more. And the reason I'm shouting him out so much is because I first learned about the Zorro Ranch stuff from him, and now they're trying to do more conversations about Zorro Ranch and that whole that compound that Jeffrey Epstein had there. And this video is actually the reason that I wanted to watch this one is because I saw this from Attorney General Pam Bondi being called out.
I want to discuss another man, Donald Trump, who is all over the Epstein files, like former Prince. Here's a video.
Don't play music. What's going on? Yes, they're friends. We know.
Parties with Jeffrey Epstein. I want to know, were there any underage girls at that party or at any party that Trump attended with Jeffrey Epstein?
This is so ridiculous, and that they are trying to deflect from all the great things Donald Trump has done. There is no evidence that Donald Trump has committed a crime. Everyone knows that. This has been the most transparent presidency. He's the one that asked that those files
I'm reclaiming my time. I got your answer. You said there's no evidence.
Trump asked
Mr. Chairman, please stop the clock.
Stop the clock. The legislation. This is ridiculous.
Time belongs to the gentleman from California.
Okay. I'm going to put up another document from a witness who called the FBI's National Threat Operations Center, because I believe you just lied under oath. There is ample evidence in the Epstein.
Saw her eyebrows raise ever so slightly. She said, "Oh."
Because I believe you just lied under oath. There is ample.
You saw it? She said, "Oh shit."
Evidence in the Epstein file.
Don't you ever accuse me of a crime.
I believe you just lied under oath, and this is all on videotape. You said there's no evidence of a crime. I'm showing you. Here is a witness statement who called into the FBI's Threat Operations Center. He drove Donald Trump around in a limo. He overheard what Donald Trump said to Jeffrey on his cell phone. He was so angry, he was going to stop the limo and hurt Donald Trump. And he met a girl who said she was raped by Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein. She later had her head blown off, and the officers at the scene said that could not have been suicide. No one at the Department of Justice interviewed this witness. You need to interview this witness immediately. Epstein should rot in hell. So should the men who patronize his operation. And as we sit here today, there are over 1,000 sex trafficking victims, and you have not held a single man accountable. Shame on you. If you had any decency, you would resign right after this hearing concludes.
The gentleman has expired.
May I respond?
The claps. Let's go.
Yeah, I don't know how you respond. No one can.
I did not.
I love that part. Yeah, I don't know what you're gonna say to that. They're just shitting on her, as they fucking should too, because literally, like, what are you talking about?
If you had any decency, you would resign right after this hearing concludes.
The gentleman has expired.
May I respond?
Yeah, I don't know how you respond. No one can.
I did not ask a question, Ms.
He doesn't
You're
want
allowed
to talk
to.
about
I did
the
not ask a
horrific
question.
crime in California. He does not want to talk about
I did not ask a
crime
question.
in his state.
She can't just ad lib stuff. I did not ask a question.
Yeah, she can't just talk. She doesn't get her own time. Oh, that was great. But So this is a confession letter from Epstein's driver. So this is different, but this is still relevant, I think, because this is actually just in relation to. I think that there are a lot of these different. I think this was actually a 4chan post, is what this was. But it does seem like there are a lot of people that have come forward with information that they're saying that they have, and it's just kind of getting swept under the rug as like, oh, there's no credible evidence, or like first-hand witness testimony. Like, is that not, like, first-hand accounts don't matter at all? They are the evidence. I thought that was kind of like the whole point. And then you, like, sure, you need like corroborating evidence, but I think that would probably go along with things within the files. But I think this was a thing that was posted, if I'm remembering this correctly, this was a story that was posted on 4chan that was posted a day before the arrest of Ghislaine Maxwell, or something along those lines. This whole thing is just very, there seems to be too many layers to this, I've got to be honest. We're going to play it at 1.25 speed just because we don't have too much time. And here I'm going to put up the poll for the late, to see how late the show will be starting today. Oh, there we go. We solved the Billboard mystery. James Charles made a huge mistake. H3 show, number 236. Solved.
Like and subscribe, now let's dive. This is the thread that was posted by a man claiming to be Epstein's personal driver, who conducted a lot of the disgusting and discreet operations on behalf of Epstein and his clients. This was posted almost 6 years ago now. However, with the more recent drops, including the most recent one, so much information has come out that is proving what this guy claims happened to be true. So I decided we'd go over it again. Now let's begin. OP, or original poster, entitles this anonymous thread, Story Time with a Man. And it's important to note this is all anonymous. We have no idea who this man was. Although based on his claims, we have good reason to believe he was telling the truth. This post was made on 7/1/2020, which was Wednesday at 6:05 p.m. and it became at the time one of the most popping threads on the entire platform. It begins with him saying the following: I'm going to tomorrow, X. I'm also sending 3 packets of copied information to the media. 1 to CNN, 1 to MSNBC, and 1 to Fox News. You'll all have to see which one tells the truth about the information they receive and who doesn't. I trust 4chan to do this because of our history of releasing legit info in the face of mass media cover-up. I have been a professional driver / security guard for a circle of very wealthy people for almost 8 years. I started by working the door at a private gentleman's club outside of the DC area. From that job, I was introduced to some employment managers for Jeffrey Epstein because I had experience as both a cab driver and a bouncer, as well as always overlooking and keeping my mouth shut about the drugs and prostitution my employers at the club profited from. They thought I'd be a good fit.
Sorry, he is reading this kind of fast. Let me slow it down just a little bit. Slow it down to 1.
To work the weekends for Mr. Epstein. At first, I didn't do very much, definitely nothing important. I'd run errands mostly and do anything my manager, parentheses, who reported directly to Mr. Epstein, wanted me to do. So say the gardener calls out sick one day, it would be me mowing the lawn in his place. I was sort of a floating general helper. Inevitably, I ran into Mr. Epstein now and then, and he was always very personable, enthusiastic. I had heard about his original court case and the rumors and everything, but just meeting this guy made me feel like it was all a lie because he seemed so kind and genuine. I thought he was really just this hotshot money man, like a Bruce Wayne or Tony Stark kind of figure, and I think ultimately that's how he wanted all of us to see him. His God complex was, to say the least, very developed. Right off the bat, the first thing this
and I think that's very, like, obvious when we see things like that interview with Steve Bannon, where Epstein, when asked straight up, "Are you the devil himself?" he says, "No, but I've got a good mirror." Like, that's crazy.
Before we get...
Like, I think that he did, even like because people were still so willing to communicate with him and do these heinous things with him, I think he did see himself as larger than life.
I think if you told him, if I told him the devil,
100%.
the devil
himself
said, "I'm going to exchange some dollars for your child's life."
Do you think you're the devil himself?
No, but I do have a good mirror.
It's a serious question.
Sorry.
Do you think you're the devil himself?
I also don't understand what that means. No, but I do have a good mirror. Because I feel like the joke would be, no, but I don't have a good mirror. Because that would be implying, like, who knows? Like, I don't know, I can't tell. Like, that would be like the joke to make. What does it mean to say, no, but I have a good mirror? Is he calling Bannon the devil, maybe? Is that what he's saying?
No, why would you say that?
Because you have all the attributes. You're incredibly smart. You remember the devil is somebody knows
smart?
The devil's brilliant. You read Milton's Paradise Lost.
I like that. That's his it's like, well, you've read Paradise Lost. The devil's brilliant. I mean, you're just we're talking about fiction now. If you want to talk about like metaphysical, like the embodiment of evil or something, like I feel like that's completely different than talking about the creative illustrations within a story. Isn't there a rumor that Jeffrey Epstein was eating child jerky? I think there's even more than that, not just jerky. They thought that they were like eating intestines and like there's a lot of rumors. I don't know how much of it has been corroborated with the evidence from the Epstein files, but I know there's a lot of things that have come out and then a lot of things that have been like also certain misinterpretations that were done, stuff like that. It's all pretty crazy.
Driver mentions that's critical is he worked at clubs in DC, and it's no surprise that has become one of the main places of a lot of the degeneracy with the...
As long as his mirror stays clean by his standards, he can't be the devil. One smudge and he is. I guess that makes sense. I guess maybe that's what he's saying. He's like, I don't know. It is such like a weird thing to say.
DC, and it's no surprise that has become one of the main places of a lot of the degeneracy with the recent file drops, considering how many politicians are involved in this. Admittedly, for now, this is somewhat of a looser connection, but it only gets more and more direct as we continue. The people replying to the driver on this thread began getting very curious.
I'm not the devil, but I can look like him. I don't know. Yeah, it is a weird thing. Vegan chat, rise up. Let's go. Maybe that'll be my next poll. How many vegans in chat? Vegans, vegetarians, pescatarians, or nah, I eat meat, bruh.
Curious to see if he knew more, and a lot of people started chiming in and asking him questions, and so OP continued. Eventually, I was trusted with bigger jobs. I think I got a good reputation because I cleaned up one of Mr. Epstein's bedrooms one day. There was, to my dismay, a mixture of poop and semen on the bed sheets. I dealt with it professionally, and I didn't say anything. I knew by then that someone is always watching. There are cameras in almost every single room, save Mr. Epstein's private office and regular bedroom. Parentheses, he had several bedrooms, but one was his, quote, favorite, I guess, his main room. I never mentioned it to anyone, but I still got a thank you from my manager for being discreet. One day I was asked to go pick up a masseuse from a bus station. I didn't ask her age. I knew better, but she couldn't have been more than 16. I got a really bad feeling in my stomach because at this point denying Mr. Epstein's tastes would be borderline irrational. I did my job, though I took her to his house and a few hours later took her back to the bus stop. She was crying. I didn't talk to her about it. A few weeks later, I did it again. Now my manager tells me that Mr. Epstein would like me to take over all of his various pickups and drop-offs. They called it, quote, cutie duty, parentheses, effing barf. But it was more than just girls. I would pick up drugs and other assorted packages, most of which I had no idea the contents, but as far as I was concerned, the less I knew the better. I was getting paid very well for the amount of work I was doing. In a given day, I spend 3, maybe 4 hours doing anything that could be considered work. The rest of the time, I either sat in my car browsing 4chan on my phone or inside pretending like I was...
It is crazy that Epstein and his colleagues were all 4chaners. Everybody in that circle was just all on 4chan.
I was rich and this was my house. For this, I was being paid $75K a year, more than I'd ever even hoped to have made in my whole life. When I took over doing most of the driving, it went up to $115. Every time my job became more illegal, the money would get better. That's his tactic. He knows that people will do just about anything for the right price. So far, everything is on point, especially with the most recent updates and the references to torture and the other things going on at Epstein's house. So let's continue. And in response to people asking him why he's now coming out with all this, OP says the following: I just want people to know, I guess. Call it a public confession because I'm guilty. I guess I don't care that much because I'm gonna be... I've done things that...
Oh, that does make sense, Cruz. I hear it as him like acknowledging the hard work it takes to keep up his image, when in reality, it's always been shit to everyone but him. Okay, that actually does make sense. I'm not the... Are you the devil? No, but I've got a clean mirror. I've got a good mirror. I guess that makes sense.
I can't forgive myself for, and I think they'll have me anyway. I'm going to do it on my own terms. At this moment, I do want to queue up a video posted by a YouTuber who just a few days ago posted a video about Epstein's Island and visiting it, and now he has...
Is this a 4chan green text story? Yeah, but there's the reason that it's relevant is probably something I'm not even going to be able to get to. But basically, it was posted right before, like literally right before the arrest of Ghislaine, and there was something else the involved in. He talks about it at the end. I had skimmed it before.
Suspended for drunk driving. He lived in a huge, but not enough for the crap you have to do. And he tries to find the absolute least amount he can pay to keep you doing it. For me, disgracefully, that was around $150K. I stayed on cutie duty for about 4 months, then Mr. Epstein took a trip abroad
and like I said, the only reason I trust Coop is because he was telling me about the suspicious possible bodies hidden at Zorro Ranch like months ago. And now I'm seeing it come up in the news that people are talking about possible bodies that are hidden in Zorro Ranch and they need to go investigate it. And I'm like, Coop's been on this. He's been talking about this. So I'll listen to his fucking explanation of this 4chan story that this person's telling.
He loaned me out to another family, the Romneys. Now, keep in mind, I never met Mitch Romney, and I don't think I even worked for him. I just worked for the family. I reported to an employment manager as usual. I was tasked with driving a young man named Cole around wherever he wanted. Cole was probably 22 and already had his license suspended for drunk driving. He lived in a huge house out in the middle of nowhere outside Boulder, Colorado. Man, it was beautiful. If I could have stayed there forever, I would have. I suspect it was a vacation, quote, cabin, really more of a mansion owned by his parents, but I digress. Every weekend, we would drive into the city. He would get extremely drunk, find a woman or prostitute, and I'd take us all back home. Cole was a piece of total crap. If you remember Scumbag Steve, just imagine if Steve's parents were multimillionaires, if not billionaires, and you get the idea. So one Sunday morning after a typical Saturday night, I report for duty at 8 a.m. sharp, knowing darn well that Cole isn't going to drag his butt out of bed until at least 3 p.m. Here he comes hobbling down the driveway in his socks to my car. He usually texts when he's up, and I come inside and start cleaning up his messes. No text today. He comes over to the car as I'm stepping out. He says, "Hey buddy, we kinda got a problem. It's not that big of a deal, okay? What? Let's see it." We go inside, upstairs in his bedroom. His girlfriend last night is lying face up and her mouth is pooled with vomit. She is most definitely dead. As far as I can tell, she overdosed on whatever combination of prescription drugs they were doing, passed out, puked, then suffocated on her own vomit. I'm absolutely flipping out, and I've got my phone out dialing 911. Cole slaps it out of my hand and says to me to hold on. He says he can get in trouble because it will look bad for his family. I said, "Cole, you've already been getting into trouble." He says he knows, just not this kind of trouble. He says I'll get a big bonus if I just deal with it myself.
figure out who Cole is. That is interesting because he is just using names. Like, he's just straight up saying Jeffrey Epstein, Cole, Mitt Romney. He talks about it at points.
Now I'm way out here in the middle of nowhere, and the implication of my employment in this circle has been that if I mess up, I might suffer harsh consequences. I know what I did here was wrong, I know that, and I am sorry. Once again, especially with the most recent Epstein files, talking about torture and the eating of children, this seems exactly on point, and we know he has connections to Colorado, he being Epstein, so it shouldn't be any surprise. And we'll probably look into the family being referenced here a little bit later. Quote, I asked him what I'm supposed to do. He says, just wait. He gets a different phone out of a drawer and starts making calls. After a few minutes, I'm waiting in the hallway. He's casually pacing around the corpse. He gives me the GPS coordinates given for a little spot off 111 out in the mountains. I'm supposed to wrap her up.
So he gave the actual coordinates here, where, I mean, basically, if they just went to this dig spot, like this site, and see if there's a body there, right? Unless he didn't end up taking it there.
Take her out there and drop her off. He said there will be guys waiting there to take.
Here, wait one sec. Let me do this. Boom. Go.
Take her. It's a long drive, and I don't look forward to it one bit. I wrap her up in his comforter. He stops me. Bro, he says, not that blanket. That's like the softest blanket in the world, dude. No way. And he gets me a different blanket from the closet. A real gentleman, Cole was. Funny enough, in the dark way, these coordinates do lead quite literally into the middle of nowhere in the mountains off of the beaten path, and there are all sorts of suspicious things out there. We'll look into it a little bit more later, though, after we read through the rest of the story, because it is a very real possibility that if we started digging and got the dogs out, we'd probably find some bodies out there. OP then continues his story. He's got an F-150 on the property used for landscaping work. I put her body in the bed with a tarp on top of it, and then I fill the rest of the truck back with landscaping supplies. Fertilizer, tools, etc. I try to make it look really natural and boring. I'm crapping myself. I can't believe I'm actually doing this, but he's promising me that if I get busted, I'll have the best lawyers money can buy, and I believe him. She's dead already anyway, and it's unlikely he would even get into any real legal trouble. Just bad press. So what's the difference? The whole time driving, I'm just sweating right through my clothes. I have to stop twice to puke. When I get there, there's a little dirt spot you can pull off into, and sure enough, there's a big black SUV and a Jeep with off-road tires. Side note from me, that is actually exactly right. There is a dirt pull-off, and unless OP has been there, I'm not sure how he would have found this place and been so accurate about it. Continuing with OP's post, I'm not just about to assume that these are the right body people, so I stop and get out and approach the SUV. The window rolls down, and there's a woman who's probably in her 50s and a big guy driving. I don't know what to say, so I'm just kind of like, how's it going? Feeling like
on the maps that I'm looking at, it looks like it's not just off the beaten path, but it's like, it looks like there's some kind of maybe a building here or something. The dirt road, though, yeah. I guess it's off the beaten path in that way. It's like miles off of a dirt road. Crazy.
a complete idiot.
I mean, obviously someone could just find a random spot and put that in their 4chan post, but let's see where this is going.
She makes a call and describes me to the person on the phone. Then she puts it down and says, "We're who you're looking for. Is it under all the stuff in the bed?" I say, "Yeah. Do you need help?" She says, "No. Take a break." So I walk into the trees a little bit and smoke a cigarette or two. They've got her out and pull her into the Jeep within about 5 minutes. The woman tells me to wait 15 minutes before I leave, then they pull out and drive away. Jeep drives further into the woods. I wait maybe 7 minutes and then I leave. I got a text later telling me to not ever leave early again. It was from a blocked number. Remember for later when we look into those coordinates of the dump site that he was told to wait 15 minutes and that the vehicle he was with had off-road tires. Continuing, so when I get back to the house, Cole is sitting at the kitchen table eating a massive bowl of Fruit Loops with a big serving spoon, watching Love and Hip Hop. This man is like a child and he hasn't even gotten dressed yet. He asked me to wash his blanket and sheets. I do it. We get really drunk that night, and Cole tells me this has happened twice before, and it's always fine. He says he's like Scarface and stuff. I hate him. The remaining few months go by without...
I want to say it like the guy actually wrote it on 4chan. He says the guy really went, yo, you know, I'm like Scarface and shit. That's really what he told him. That's crazy.
Incident, and he gets his license back, freeing me at last. Mr. Epstein doesn't need me at this time, but I do get referred as a reliable driver to the bigwigs at Def Jam Records, who assigned me to work on Rihanna's crew while she promoted Talk That Talk at the time of her 6th and newest album. At this point, let's once again reiterate that it's coming out that practically all of the major stars and people in Hollywood and the music industry are in the files. Opie's next post goes as follows. I never met Miss Rihanna in person, just in passing now and then.
If the ranch does have buried bodies, I'm not sure what would be left as the body decays within years to a decade. We're 30 years behind. Remains, man shrugging emoji.
Well, they would at least have the signs of like burial sites, you know what I mean? Like plots where they could dig out, and you'd find some kind of remains. I mean, you'd find something. Regardless of like the level of decay.
But I found this job to agree with me a lot better than the others. I drove a van stacked with promotional gear from city to city while she toured. A few times I was sent to pick up Molly and was taught to use test strips for purity. If it was not pure, I was supposed to walk away, but it was always pure. There are circles within circles of connections. I believe there's an...
Because bones can take typically for decades to centuries to fully decay. They can disappear in as little as 5 to 10 years in highly acidic and active environments. So, yeah, it's a possibility. But I'm saying you'd still be able to find the sites probably of where there's been like a disturbance in the soil and stuff. I'd assume that would still probably be pretty apparent.
Entire shadow economy strictly for the rich and famous to get their rocks off collectively, which... my opinion at this point with the Epstein files seems to be dead on. Continuing, one thing I did learn about Rihanna is that she enjoys young females.
And I don't think I said thank you so much for the $5.
As well. I was sent to pick up 2 young girls and bring them to her hotel room. Of course, I was met outside the door by someone more important than me. This struck me as odd because as far as I understand, Rihanna is not a billionaire like Epstein, but she was even more insulated and protected than he was. I'm sure a lot of that has to do with just personal choices regarding security. But I also get the picture that in this world, influence and money both equal power, and Rihanna, especially in the 2011-2012 period, was highly influential. All I had to do was mention her name and girls would get in the car, just like that. At this point, things get very interesting in the original thread. We have someone who is not actually the original poster or OP coming out and saying the following sentence. I can't do this, you guys. I made this all up. Mods delete this thread, it's a crap post, and I'm just a troll. I'm sorry and I won't do it again. What's strange about that is, like I said, this is not OP. This is someone pretending to be OP. So right away, once the story starts mentioning specific names.
Rihanna, oh hell no. Well, there's like a story of that, I don't know if Rihanna told it, about Jay-Z threatening to throw her out of a window or something. And Jay-Z has been implicated in the Epstein files, hasn't he? Yeah, where Jay-Z made a joke to Rihanna during her initial audition, stating that she had 2 options to leave the office, either through the door with a signed deal or through the window. And they were on the 29th floor. I mean, yeah, it's a joke, but like, I don't know. Yeah, I'm pretty sure she told that story herself. That's what I think. I don't want to speak out of turn though, so that is just that's what I'm seeing.
Games and getting into the depths of what's going on. People are coming out of the woodwork to try and claim to be OP and get this thread taken down from 4chan. Now chalk this up to anything if it was one guy, but it's a lot of them. People start telling OP to take his own calm.
Yeah, because there's that whole thing with Jay-Z and Harvey Weinstein. Yeah, and Pusha T is also mentioned in there, which is yeah, there's a lot. It literally does span across like all industries. It's so crazy.
a Fed, and it continues for quite a while.
Yeah, and the settlement of that case, there's always, because that's the thing, is like settlements do make it tricky, because like a settlement can be, like you can take it either way. Either that they did it and they're trying to do like hush money, like basically in a sense, or that there wasn't necessarily a whole lot of credibility to it, but they don't want to take it through the legal battle and the, you know, the media that it would see at that point. So that does make it more difficult. But with everything else involved, it's like you have to look at it holistically. Doesn't seem like Jay-Z's too good of a guy. I mean, look at his relationship with Beyonce. He met Beyonce and started being like, let's get this music stuff going. Let's get it really pumping. And now you're mine. And then he cheated on her. Wasn't it Solange that beat his ass in the elevator?
There are all sorts of things that happened in the aftermath of him dropping Rihanna's name and this Cole family name. All I'll say is it's very odd, but on brand when you start revealing this sort of information. From here, OP continues, saying, nice try.
Yeah, I was at the Met Gala in 2014. There's this. She like smacked the shit out of him. You see Beyonce smiling. They're all walking out. Jay-Z's like, oh, damn. Jay-Z is a Diddy blood, gotta be honest.
On brand when you start revealing this sort of information. From here, OP continues, saying, nice try, for all the people trying to get his thread taken down. And he says, so the most noteworthy thing that happened while working for Def Jam is when Rihanna had a party to celebrate the end of her tour. Everybody was there. I mean, all the pop stars were there. Jonas Brothers, Lady Gaga, Justin Bieber, and even a few old heads like Elton John and some actors. If I'm not wrong, every single one of those people is in the files, or almost every single one of them. Continuing, I noticed John Travolta for sure, Seth Rogen, Emma Stone, Bradley Cooper, to name just a few. I'm also pretty sure those are all people in the files too. For this party, I was, of course, tasked with getting entertainment. They wanted, quote, as young as I could get, and as many as I could get, end quote. Ostensibly, they were...
You know, it's like, it was basically the setting of This Is the End, with Seth Rogen and James Franco, and this is just what happened instead. The movie This Is the End is what should have happened. The world should have fucking ended, and everybody should have went into pits of hell, you know. And except, you know, Seth Rogen should have maybe probably gone to hell instead. Who knows? That's such a crazy movie. You know, maybe that movie was trying to tell us something though, that all of these celebrities deserve to go to hell.
We're being hired to be waitstaff, which is an excuse we've seen in other files and other people's releases, valet drivers, etc. But the plan is to switch it up on them when they actually get there. Give them drugs, money, whatever they need to do what they wanted them to do, which is essentially to be all expenses paid prostitutes for whoever wants them. That part, thankfully, was not my job. I'm just the piece of crap who tricked them into going. I picked up 5 young girls from a mall, a couple of teenage boys I found walking along the road. Quick side note, no one ever mentions the guys that got abducted and trafficked into this ring, but there are certainly a lot of them. And then I got a hold of an escort company to fill out and make an even dozen. The ones from the escort company were not underage, and I was very severely chastised for it. My manager basically asked if I ever wanted to work again. I said yes. He said, then act like you've got some gosh darn sense. I didn't make this mistake again. After the tour ended, I was just on my own for a month or so. I rented a house near Tulsa and basically insulated the whole time. I was starting to get ideas in my head about going to trade school or something when I was called back to come work for Mr. Epstein again. Needless to say, for OP, things did not get better and he did not go to trade school. It's only gonna get darker from here, so let's continue. At this point, I've developed a bad coke habit, of which I have only been sober for a few months to this day. I needed something to make me do it. Coke makes you feel numb in a way that not much else does, and believe me, I've tried just about everything. There are research chemicals that no one has even heard of that get traded around in these circles. When I came back to work for Mr. Epstein on his island, this is the first reference to the island in the story, I was going through an 8-ball every day or two. I binge drank at night, but I had to keep focused during the day. The coke wired me up, and the liquor brought me back down again. That's the only way mentally I could really cope with what's happening. I was flown to his now infamous island to be one of the regular staff. Essentially, I lived on the island now for free, while getting paid to maintain the grounds and keep the buildings up. When Mr. Epstein was there, obviously he would bring his own entertainment, so I didn't have to do that. I thought this sounds like a freaking fantastic deal. Island paradise, great wages, not much real work, count me in. Out of all my sins, I believe sloth is the most damaging one I can indulge in. I always look for the easy dollar, and that's why I am prey for people like this. And here's where the thread about the island begins. Now, first of all, this island is like paradise on earth. It's always a comfortable temperature, the rains are breathtakingly beautiful, and the architecture and decor of the houses are exquisite. Yes, the bathhouse is really creepy. The fake doors are there to confuse flyby surveillance. If anyone was wondering, the other regular staff were hard to get along with. They were all creeps, and I mean capital C freaking creeps. It made me wonder about myself, honestly, that I'm put here with them. They all joked about getting Mr. Epstein's, quote, leftovers, and the talk was constantly about when Mr. Epstein was going to visit the island again, when he would bring important people there, world leaders, CEOs, etc. I and most of the staff were kept totally out of sight. We weren't allowed to work in an area unless we knew it was empty. Only his most trusted employees could actually be in the building with him.
Yes, we did see the thumbnail, and they still haven't started. We're already over 20 minutes. We're reaching that 30 mark, I think.
And high-powered friends. Sometimes, though, it would just be the family and things were more relaxed. I passed by his office once carrying some garbage when he beckoned me inside. He asked me my name and I told him. He offered me a seat and I took it. You don't get far in this business by saying no. And he began to talk to me. He looked really stressed. He asked me how anything that feels good could be bad. He had a big painting of Oscar Wilde and considered him a personal hero. He began to explain hedonism to me, which is ironic, and asked me if I understood. Of course, I said. Who doesn't like fun? He said, lots of people. Then he let me go about my duties. At this point, these messages have been going on for about 3 hours, so it's getting later at night. And this is when OP interjects a story that we all—
Wait. I'm assuming he's saying he's passed by Epstein's office and Epstein told him that. That's such a creepy thing to say. Because did I hear that wrong? Only his most trusted employees could actually be in the building with him and high-powered friends. Sometimes, though, it would just be the family and things were more relaxed. I passed by his office once carrying some garbage, and when he beckoned me inside. So he's talking about Epstein, and Epstein saying that, because usually, like, if that had come from anybody else, that would almost be somebody explaining like the fault of hedonism. But I mean, he's just pointing out that he is a hedonist and likes the pleasures of— he loves earthly pleasures, I suppose. Kind of like Hassan. Hassan calls himself a hedonist, right? Not too far, I guess.
Fun. He said, lots of people. Then he let me go about my duties. At this point, these messages have been going on for—
I swear, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to go on a tangent, on a side tangent, but Hassan saying he's a hedonist is just as dumb as him saying he's a propagandist. You just say you don't understand what those words even mean. Like,
for about 3 hours, so it's getting later at night. And this is when OP interjects a story that we all should probably pay extra close attention to. I messed up really bad one evening and entered one of the maintenance sheds to return some tools I've been using and saw the sweaty, pale back of a large man hunched over and thrusting. He had a tattoo of Nixon on his back and he was wearing a bull's head mask. He was messing with one of the regulars. I don't even know how to phrase this one. With the staff member's mouth, he turns to there's Nixon on his back and he was wearing a bull's head mask. He was messing, he had a tattoo.
Here, I'm just gonna read it. He was fucking one of the regular staff members' mouths. He turns to me. I'm just standing in shock and says quite angrily, "Do you mind?" And I slam the door shut. As I'm closing the door, I get a glimpse of my coworker's face and he is crying. I googled Nixon back tattoo later and realized the man was Roger Stone, who I'd never heard of up to that point. I knew I was in deep shit. The next day and for 2 weeks after, I got all the worst jobs. Trash pickup, cleaning toilets, scrubbing his boats. It fucking sucked. But I kept my mouth shut anyways. As far
of Nixon on his back, and he was wearing a bull's head mask. He was messing with one of the regulars. I don't even know how to phrase this one. With the staff member's mouth, he turns to me. I'm just standing in shock. And he says quietly, "Do you mind?" And I slam the door shut. As I'm closing the door, I get a glimpse of my coworker's face and he is crying. I googled Nixon back tattoo later and realized the man was Roger Stone, who I'd never heard of up to that point. I knew I was in deep crap. The next day, and for 2 weeks after, I got all the worst jobs. Trash pickup, cleaning toilets, scrubbing his boats. It freaking sucked. But I kept my mouth shut anyway. As far as I understood, my pay not been cut, so whatever. I'll do the crappy jobs where I'm by myself because at least, hey, I'm by myself. And that's fine with me. And I think we should probably assume that Roger Stone is also in these files. If he is, when we look it up later, we'll see what he's been accused of. The thread continues several hours later. This is at this point into the next early morning. And
they have started. I will just say then go check out Coop. If you're interested in this content, I do think that this was very interesting. And yeah, I'll definitely be checking out more of his stuff. You know what? I think I am actually going to finish the video. If anybody wants to stay here with me, feel free to stay for a minute. Maybe let them get some, give yourself some dead air space. But I'm going to finish up this video actually because I do want to finish this through to the end. But thank you all so much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe if you haven't already. But let's keep this going.
People have been saying that OP shouldn't take his life and that he was a better guy than he thinks. OP did not believe that, so let's continue. I'm not a good guy, but thank you. If this was the movies, The Punisher or whoever would rip my spine on my back, and I deserve it.
I got a subscriber!
Oh, I don't know why it doesn't read those ones out. Coming in late because I was acing the third round of a life-changing job interview. If I get this thing, first check, everyone gets gifted. Well, thank you so much, Fake Matt, and I'm hoping for you. Not just for the gifted, but I hope everything goes well. I always do this, fingers crossed and knocking on wood. Got that real wooden desk. So, wishing you good luck.
I'm not a good guy. Anyway, things started getting really tense on the island from that point. People started making little comments to me about being nosy or about minding my own business. I was starting to get worried I'd be branded a, quote, troublemaker, which you really don't want to be. Things turn very quickly in this business. That's how they've kept a lid on it for so long. Any small mistake and you're out. Most people are let go with NDAs and the understanding that they will be watched the rest of their lives, which ultimately is how I got out as well. After Epstein died, they cut me loose. I guess they figure since he's dead, nothing I'd know would matter anyway. They're probably right, honestly, it probably won't matter anyway. But the rest of my life on that island was pure terror. I was just waiting to be taken away or worse. Never happened, but I was still really scared. I saw a few of their weird, quote, plays they would do around the bathhouse. Mr. Epstein had a little portable stage. He would get set up. He would wear the bull head I saw Stone wearing and give a big speech about what he called freedom. He would say this island is the only place in the whole world where everyone on it can do whatever they want. And that's bullcrap. Not your employees, not the children you bring here. Total bullcrap. Everyone would cheer. They'd get up and do a sort of conga line dance with tiki torches. Really cringy, old rich people stuff, and go into the bathhouse. There's a trap door in the floor that has not been reported.
I had a question and I just had it answered by looking at this. So I don't know who this is. So this is a message from Moritz Skaugen. Skaugen. Moritz Skaugen. This looks like a Norwegian ship owner. I don't know if this is the same person. But Moritz Skaugen to Jeffrey Epstein. And it says this: greetings. Greetings from Singapore. On my way to California and to try to understand about the people at the Bohemian Grove. And then Jeffrey Epstein responds. Or wait, is this after? Yes, this is after. Karam, the Karam Wade, a very good friend, knows Africa well, son of the former president of Senegal. And he, Karam, was a minister of energy. I guess that doesn't have anything to do with it. I was wondering if they talked any more about Bohemian Grove, but it looks like this guy was just saying he was just telling Jeffrey Epstein he was going to Bohemian Grove. Karam Wade, who's that? Karam Wade. Oh, Karam Wade, yep, a Senegalese politician who served in the government of Senegal as a minister of the state for international cooperation, regional development. Very good friend. I just don't even see how these are related. Very odd. They were sent within like the same minute though, so I don't know which one was sent first.
Or in any of the investigative photos that I've seen, which leads to what they call the chamber, and it's essentially a bondage dungeon. I don't know what all happened in there, and I never want to know. I stayed as far away from.
But the only reason I looked that up, actually, sorry, I should have explained. The only reason I looked that up is because they do a lot of that stuff at Bohemian Grove. They do a lot of plays and high jinks and low jinks. So I was wondering if it was anything in relation to that.
Any of the investigative photos that I've seen, which leads to what they call the chamber, and it's essentially a bondage dungeon. I don't know what all happened in there, and I never want to know. I stayed as far away from that bathhouse as I could. For a long time, we assumed, and some of us knew, that there were tunnels beneath many of Epstein's properties, the island included, and that was recently proven, including the fact that Epstein paid $100 grand to have a concrete mixer truck brought over to the island to immediately fill in the entrances to all of his tunnels. That's not suspicious at all. That being said though, it does co-align with the long-time theory that there's a trap door in this bathhouse that leads into an underground facility, which basically has been proven already with all these tunnels that are being referenced and hopefully one day fully discovered and brought to the public. Continuing, some people began asking OP.
I saw a, what was it, a welder breaking down all of the welding stuff that was in the Epstein files, and it was showing this company that had built the dome. So I'm sure you could probably find a lot of stuff just by looking at who built like these different structures. You could find out like a few different things from that.
About his incident with Roger Stone, and OP continues saying, I mean large as in wide. He's a brick of a man. Pick related. In the supply shed, he was taking up basically the entire doorway. So anyway, eventually I got my reputation, for the most part, back into good graces. One time I was helping in the kitchen. I don't know if the chef was messing with me. I hope so. But he was separating what looked to me like a torso of a very young skinned pig. It had been roasted and he was chopping it into quarters. The ribs to be served that evening, and the rest broken down for soups and casseroles. I said jokingly that it looked like a little kid. He just gave me this awful dead-eyed look and said for a second, watch it. Some of the allegations that have come out, and emails and conversations in this Epstein release, as well as some other scandals and other officials in the American government.
I gotta be honest, I don't know though. I feel like just some chef might have that reaction to somebody who's like, oh, looks like you're chopping up some little kid. I could totally imagine some chef being like, the fuck are you talking about? Listen here, what the fuck did you just say? That was a weird fucking thing to say. I'd point my knife at him. Listen here, buddy.
Emails that have been leaked would suggest that, and basically tell us that this sort of stuff does happen. Continuing, I worked on that island for about a year.
I'm so glad this horrible thing is finally exposed and victims can start getting justice. Yeah, it's just hopefully the justice actually comes, because the way this is feeling is just so ridiculous, how many circles it's being like run through. Well, they're released now. Come on. And like people like Pam Bondi, it's like if she actually is, if that is officially considered lying under oath, I mean, they should figure out what to do about that. Like, you can't just have people lying under oath. That ain't cool.
In 2013 to 2014, Mr. Epstein chose me and 2 other trusted employees from the island to come with him to winter retreat in the Swiss Alps. He owned a small, quote, billionaire small, mind you, cabin, again, mansion, and wanted people he knew could be trusted because most of the staff would be local hires. Our job on the surface was to help manage all the employees, supervisors basically, but the unspoken task was keeping everyone either in the dark or quiet. Mr. Epstein had a real fondness for plump, young Swiss blondes. And the Swiss, as he would explain, have a very, quote, progressive idea of the age of consent. He viewed this as a more relaxed way to do what he does, more casual. Part of the thrill for these people, I think, is the fact that it is illegal and they could get in big trouble when they go to places that are more friendly with the idea of an older man having sex with a 15-year-old. It's to take a break, so to speak. The Alps themselves, wow. I mean, wow. I've been all over the United States and nothing in this country compares to Europe in terms of sheer beauty. Sometimes early in the morning when I'd come out of my cabin and stretch, looking at the trees, smelling the crisp, clean air, just for a minute, I'd forget what I have done and what I'm doing. When it came back to me, I'd have to fight back tears. I want the mountains there to be the last thing I think about before I die. After this, the thread continues for just a little bit longer. I'm gonna read from my phone though, because my other monitor went out. It goes as follows. So I have not been there 3 days while me and the 2 from the island are doing bumps of coke off a butter knife in the lower garage. A boy, maybe 14, blonde, pale, and naked, comes through the doorway towards us. He's speaking French, but I think I got the gist of what he was saying. He was asking for help. He looked hysterical. Immediately, my 2 friends, in quotes, were out of there, and I shouldn't have been far behind. I told him, calm down, it's okay. I'm gonna help you. I just wanted him to feel better. This all took maybe 30 seconds before one of the, quote, nannies came in.
And there are apparently ties to Switzerland in the Epstein files. With Edmund D. Rothschild, a Swiss private bank.
He looked at her, confused, and I got the picture he was trying to decide if she could be trusted. She couldn't. She shushed him and put her jacket over him and took his hand. She was speaking French as well, and it sounded like a mother consoling a frightened child. She led him back into the house. I did not see him again. I never mentioned it to anyone, and nobody ever mentioned it to me. During my last couple weeks there, I witnessed firsthand the, quote, independent journalist. I don't think he was actually a journalist. I think he maybe had a blog or a YouTube channel, but I had never heard of him and don't know his name, so I don't think he was anyone with real connections. He was one of the local hires, a dishwasher, but he was seen with a cell phone out, possibly recording. Me and the other 2 from the island were asked to go and check it out. So we go get the guy and ask him to empty out his pockets. Sure enough, he's got a phone. We told him to unlock it, he wouldn't. One of the other guys made a call, came back, and slugged him directly in the nose. I think he broke it because there was blood just pouring out and the guy started screaming. I don't think he'd ever been hit before, but me and the other guy held him down. Screw it, I'll say their names. It was Daniel from South Florida and Marcus from Nevada. Marcus and I were holding him down and Daniel punched.
I don't know why he bleeped their names when it's still just written right here. Daniel Robinson from South Florida and Marcus Harper from Nevada.
Him again and told him to unlock his phone. He complied this time, and sure enough, there were pictures and videos from inside the house. We knew he hadn't sent anything out because only wired connections worked there. I guess they had signal jammers or something, or maybe just because it was remote. I don't know. Anyway, Daniel makes another call and tells us to take him outside into the woods. I think we're just gonna threaten him and make him sign an NDA. But Daniel took his belt off and strangled him to death. We had to put his body up in an outbuilding because the ground was frozen. We put him through a chipper and then burned everything to ash. There were bits of charred bone left over. I swept it all into a trash bag and threw it out with the regular garbage. This, above everything else, I feel the most guilty for. After that, if I wasn't, quote, in before, I definitely was in now. Me, Marcus, and Daniel, the 3 frickin' stooges from hell, Daniel had been in the military, and I think he had a few screws loose because he always had a temper. He became the go-to guy for the really dirty stuff. I started working for Mr. Epstein directly after this. He would confide in me sometimes when he was very high about how nothing really makes him feel good enough. He told me once that he hasn't felt happy in years. I wish I had the stones to tell him that the life he is living is only bringing him down. For a brief moment, I felt empathy for this man. I think that too was part of his game though. I don't think he's ever had a single genuine feeling in his life outside of sexual gratitude. He never mentioned the journalist to me. It was like it never happened. But we both knew that this was the reason I was now working directly for him. Almost there, almost there. Listen, I think I've said about all I care to right now. I'm gonna go get a bottle of something before all the stores close. If this thread is still here in a few hours, I'll answer some questions and tell some more stories. All right, boys, I'm back on my way to being a really mean drunk. Ask me questions. I don't know anything about a secret phone. That sounds like something above my pay grade. How do I make encrypted message files? After this, OP gets more and more infrequent. I don't think he's
You are a Todd.
at all. He was whip smart. I just don't think he had any emotional intelligence, maybe. I think he was hollow inside for the most part. They called them plays and theater, but from my eyes, yeah. I would say the speeches and stuff I saw looked a lot like rituals. The bull's head mask was scary. I mean, it was a rubber mask for sure, but whoever spoke would wear it all night. After they would come up out of the chamber, the masked person would roam the island all night, and it was generally understood that you are to avoid them at all costs. When they wear the mask, they're like animals. They just wander around from one carnal satisfaction to the next. Food, sex, sometimes violence, whatever. And they could do whatever they want. If they came to you and told you to engage in activities or whatever with them, you have to do it. It never happened to me, thankfully, but I made sure on those nights to stay out of sight. After this, people began trying to find Daniel and the other fellow referenced by OP, and we do believe we have found them. All the details that we have matching these guys. We'll get into that in a little bit though. As far as I can tell though, those last messages I read are the final ones from OP. He seems to have never returned, either going through with what he said he would, or just disappearing, or being disappeared. In any of those cases though, what we do know, and this is the first strange thing about this story, is that OP way back when said that he had mailed 3 packets of information, one to each of the mainstream slop media sources, and he said, we'll see which one tells you the truth. Now, as far as I'm aware, nothing ever really came out in terms of a story of what he knew. But what's really bizarre is that within hours of this story going live on 4chan, Ghislaine Maxwell was arrested, which many have come to the conclusion was that somebody at one of these mainstream news sources actually did receive a packet of information from this guy and got in contact with the right people at the government to arrest Maxwell. But honestly, I don't know what else it could be. The fact that this guy who claims to know intimate knowledge about Maxwell and Epstein and their operation, and then decides to go public and post it all, and within hours of him doing so, one of the 2 main perpetrators in this whole child ring gets arrested is unprecedented. The likelihood of that happening is 0 or next to it. So I'm not really sure if anyone can really argue their way around that.
Because, I mean, you'd think, like, obviously they had some kind of investigation into her already, but to have somebody be a true, like, whistleblower in that way and, like, kind of tell the full story from, like, a first-hand perspective would be the evidence that they would need. Like, people that they can, like, prove worked in these certain, like, ways. But I will say that a few hours, I was thinking, I thought that it was like a day, but a few hours, I don't know, that is, I mean, if it was the FBI getting in contact with him that quick, a couple hours after posting that on 4chan, they work fast, and that's a little scary with how quickly they're able to identify something.
Furthermore, so much of what he claims happened, like the possible consuming of people, the rituals, the occultism, the scale of the ring, specific people involved. You take your celebrities, Rihanna, Jay-Z, take your public figures, Mitt Romney, Roger Stone, all the other people mentioned, and the fact that for all intents and purposes, we already know these people to be involved. Many of these guesses, like Rihanna, would have been an impressive guess 2 weeks ago. So the fact that he was saying these things over 6 years ago is insane. I also started looking into the Romney family and found some interesting things. The Romneys are very odd. Romney is an extremely wealthy man, but not really through much of his own volition. He owns somewhere in the range of 6 separate mega mansion type homes, but that's just public. Throughout the family and rumored homes, people believe he owns around 15. some of which have subterranean structures, massive ones at that. Needless to say though, if it is the Mitt Romney family, the political figure, then we have to ask some more questions, because when you look into who was one of the investors in Mitt Romney's business, it doesn't take long to figure out that Ghislaine Maxwell's dad, Robert Maxwell, the Mossad agent, gave multiple millions of dollars to Mitt Romney to help jumpstart the business that he was slowly building. That's the sort of direct connection one cannot look over. And I find it particularly hilarious because there are many of those fact-checking, quote-unquote, services that have claimed that this is a bogus connection because Ghislaine Maxwell's dad didn't give the starting capital for Mitt Romney's business. Which is true, he didn't give the starting capital, but he invested a crap load of money very early on. An example of how they split hairs to try and prove their points, but it's for us a better example of a direct connection between the Romney family mentioned by OP and the Romney family and Maxwell and Epstein. So there's something there going on that hints that OP, knowing a deeper relationship and having seen it, could actually.
Yeah, U.S. election 2012, Mitt Romney fortune built with help from Robert Maxwell and Jack Lyons. This is what I mean, is this all just runs so... With how long this has been going on, like how deep this all goes, it's so complicated.
Actually be telling the truth. The next thing we have to get into this then, if that's true, is the body dump. Are we really gonna make the argument that that actually happened? And I think no matter what, we have to take it very seriously. Because what OP points out on those coordinates is a very real place in Colorado, and not the sort of place I would think you just find on a map, although I suppose you could if you looked for a while. It is a random dirt path with no meaningful people living around it in the middle of nowhere. And it has this pull off like he describes, and it has some paths leading into the woods, and the only properties nearby are abandoned or seemingly abandoned and just huge plots of land. And it's the sort of place way out there that you would need an off-road vehicle like the Jeep that OP describes having been there. So really, in order for us to get a full confirmation on that bit of the story, we would need some information on when exactly this happened and some ground penetrating radar and dogs, because I think we could actually find something out there. Furthermore, Mitt Romney, along this line, does not have an official son named Cole, but there has been a long, decades-long speculation of illegitimate children and Mitt Romney not wanting that public. In all honesty, when I was researching this, I had no idea how deep the Mitt Romney hole went. I'm really intrigued now, and Romney's name is admittedly all over the Epstein files release. So just something to keep in mind. I also decided to see if I could find anything about Epstein in Colorado, any connections there. And in 2017, there was a series of articles and absurdly long links that were sent to Epstein discussing different homes that he could buy in Colorado, one property of which was only about an hour's drive from where the body dump site was located. I found that particularly interesting because it's one of the few houses out there when you really start looking at it. I mean, within the general vicinity of this dump site, it is just plots of land. And I found one of them on Zillow, and like I said, the picture suggests it's an abandoned home. So there's not much else out there. And the idea that within a short drive of this body's dump site outside of Boulder, Colorado, within the time frame that OP would have been working for him is supremely strange, to say the least, to me. Furthermore, there is a very real Daniel and Marcus that do exist that both match the credentials given, both of whom have news reports on them for degenerate behavior, and they also seem to match the description that OP gives. And OP at one point before he stopped responding did tell another commenter that person sent to him in the article does match the memory of the guy that he has in mind. Something else I thought was unique about this 4chan thread that made it even more realistic to me was, till very recently, we did not know this. This is really just thanks to the most recent Epstein files release. Epstein was a huge 4chan user and was involved in a bunch of communities and had a direct relationship and message exchange and conversations and hangout times with the founder of 4chan. That's straight from the files. Keeping that in mind, there is a direct attack that happens at one point in these threads where people begin posting all sorts of horrible things aimed at OP and trying to get the thread taken down by the mods of 4chan. That paralleled with Epstein's connections to 4chan is really odd, because why else attack a guy if you just think he's messing around? Unless there's something really going on. And to that note of something really going on, I was very grateful when I stumbled upon a link on one of these threads that someone had Necro posted, and it was to this most recent file drop one day ago. And when I clicked on that link, I was baffled that it
I mean, the fact that Epstein has had like a hand in creating the poll board on 4chan, I think just speaks to the degeneracy of 4chan, you know what I mean? Like, are we really that surprised?
Opened up to, in the Epstein files, a screenshot of this thread, meaning that there's probably more screenshots of these threads, which sounds crazy, but that would suggest that Epstein was aware, or someone within Epstein's orbit was aware, if you actually think he's dead, that this thread was going on, these claims were being made about him.
Ooh.
Now, but that would suggest that Epstein was aware, or someone within Epstein's orbit was aware, if you actually think he's dead, that this thread was going on, these claims were being made about him. Now, depending on what you believe about Epstein, I'm assuming if you're here, you don't think that he actually passed away in that prison.
Wait. It's just... Let me hear him say that again.
I was baffled that it opened up to, in the Epstein files, a screenshot of this thread, meaning that there's probably more screenshots of these threads, which sounds crazy, but that would suggest that Epstein was aware, or someone within Epstein's orbit was aware.
Well, is that what that implies, or could it mean that it's just that it's because the files aren't all, it's like the files are the investigations into Epstein, right? So could it just possibly be that the FBI had gotten this, and this could be proof of their communications with the original poster of this, and possibly the arrest of Ghislaine Maxwell? Ghislaine? Her name is so weird. No hate. Well, a lot of hate, but not for the name. There might be some lovely Ghislaines out there, but this ain't one of them.
If you actually think he's dead, that this thread was going on, these claims were being made about him. Now, depending on what you believe about Epstein, I'm assuming if you're here, you don't think that he actually passed away in that prison. And if you've seen my other videos, we have one that essentially proves that he's still alive, at least in my opinion. It is the actual same 4chan thread in Epstein's own files. What? Not to mention, there's a whole number of problems with this. It came out after his alleged demise. This suggested he had some sort of knowledge that it was going on. All those sorts of things in hand. If this were fake and there was nothing to it, why on earth would it have been included in the Epstein files? And who would have even looked for it and cared? It's not like this was some trending story. It was pretty much on the underground for a while, and even today, not a ton of people are even aware of this 4chan thread. So why then is it in the files? That is my question overarching this whole thing. If this is nothing and it's all made up, why is it in the files? And honestly, the other overarching thing of this whole thread is that 6 years ago, this sounded kind of crazy, but it was pretty believable that this was going on. And a lot of people were behind the idea that, yeah, there's this whole satanic cabal happening that we're almost entirely unaware of. But now with all the information we have, the claims that OP made sound dead on, and some of them are getting proven by the day at this point. So I'm excited to see how this thing continues to evolve as more information comes out. But I want as many people to be aware of this as possible. It's been posted several times around the internet, but it often gets taken down. In fact, finding the link to the pure thread where you can see everything in one place, it's pretty difficult to do now. I'll link some stuff below if you guys want to read through it yourself. That being said, make sure you comment your thoughts on this. Thank you guys so much for watching. And I cannot wait to see each and every one of you in the next one.
You don't see us, we see you, Coop. But I can't wait to see you guys whenever I see you next. I will be streaming tomorrow, doing some gaming, and then back again on Friday for another H3 waiting room stream. Sorry to keep you through the start of the H3 show, but I really do appreciate everybody that stayed till the end. Again, like the video if you haven't already. This is Captain Quasar signing off.